back up from the guys that we like the most around here, and Chris and Quinn and JJ and Eddie. But that was a shot across the bow of this host before we even sat down. And we will discuss that in its entirety. I mentioned we have so much to talk about. And by the way, Joel Embiid was a question mark as of this afternoon with a sore back. So we'll see if Joel Embiid is – I'm assuming he does, but he was a question mark as of around noon. Jay Michael's going to join us coming up at 4:30 from the Indianapolis Star. He does a great job in covering the Pacers. And I want to get his take on a variety of things, one of which is what I got you with Victor Oladipo's words after the Phoenix game on Tuesday night. The other would be, is it necessary – do you feel it's necessary for the Pacers to try to search out a move? Now, granted, the wording of that I'm presenting to you is not very good because you're always searching for something. You're always searching for ways to get better. This team is a team, and you like the way that it's put together, and you would love to see this team continue to grow, i.e. get better just by virtue of what they're doing and not have to go out and find something else. But as I asked yesterday, is it necessary as we approach the NBA trade deadline to go out and find something else? Do you need to do that? And we'll ask somebody that's around this team on a daily basis what he thinks about what the Pacers should or should not do. You know, right now, I mean, they're third in the Eastern Conference, certainly top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you want to factor that in, I guess, in the Eastern Conference playoff picture. They're easily top 5 as far as the East is concerned. To get better, to raise the game against a better schedule and playoff teams further down, and then in preparation for the postseason in general, is that something they need to do? So that also may be a Connecticut water question of the day. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and drop that in there coming up in a minute. That may also need to be a Connecticut water question of the day, but that's something we'll ask Jay Michael, the Indianapolis Star, coming up at 4:30 today. I was very happy, incredibly happy, to learn that former producer of this show, who does an incredible impression of me and may end up doing an incredible impression of me coming up at 4 o'clock today, but it was made newsworthy that Matt Taylor, former producer of this show, friend obviously of ours, of mine, has been named full-time play-by-play voice of the Indianapolis Colts, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. I could not be more happy, could not be more proud, could not be more thrilled, and my man deserves it, and that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. The Colts made that announcement today, and I know Matt is thrilled. I mean, he's around here. He's the fabric of Central Indiana, of local sports and professional sports. It's kind of funny the way that went down back in the day. And I always hesitate to tell this story because I don't want to make Tony feel bad at all. But Tony knows what happened. Tony was producing another show. Matt was producing mine. I go on the annual pilgrimage vacation, if you will, to Florida in the summertime. So the Gorman comes in here, Jeffrey Gorman, who's still around, by the way. The Gorman comes in here to host some shows that week, right, Tony? The Gorman was working with the Colts at the time. The Gorman comes in here, and the Gorman gets a load of Matt Taylor. And the Gorman decides to, with the Colts, hire him away from here, and that's how Tony ended up getting here. So, I mean, you connect the dots. It's really kind of an interesting thing. But Matt was producing here. He got hired by the Gorman, who clearly didn't want to do a stitch of work. And that's one thing that's great about Matt. And Tony knows this as well. Matt will do it all. I mean, all the way, like every last thing he will get. And Gorman saw that and saw, right, Tony? The Gorman came in here and thought, you know what? I never have to do another damn thing in my life again. I'm just going to hire this guy and let him do it all. And I'm going to sit over there and I'm going to move one paperweight from one side of the desk to the other every day. And that's how that happened. That's how Matt got over there. And Matt, on an interim basis, did a fantastic job on the call, the radio call of the Colts this year, and he was elevated to that position on a permanent basis, and I'm very happy for him. He's a friend. I mean, even though that I kind of wrecked his wedding reception by inviting you guys out there, which I probably shouldn't do, Tony, you going to mind when I do that for your wedding reception, invite listeners to the show there like I did Matt's at the Raskeller?
I mean, if I ever do get married, which is a very slim
get a photo
chance,
booth and
I will let you invite whoever the hell you want. I'm gonna get married at the Speedway anyway. So
ask Tony one of these days what happened in the photo booth. Matt Taylor had a photo booth at his wedding reception at the Raskeller, the one that I invited everybody to show up, and we actually had listeners that did show up, and Tony was in the photo booth. We'll talk about that with Matt coming up at the top of the hour. I'm very happy for Matt, really am. Matt Taylor at 4 o'clock. Mike Chappell, 5 o'clock. Purdue head coach Matt Painter is going to join me at 5:30 today. We will talk about the Boilermaker State right now going in to that matchup with the Hoosiers coming up in West Lafayette on Saturday afternoon. Matt Painter is going to join us coming up at 5:30 today. I believe we got a 3 question mark surprise at the bottom of the hour, and that's always good. That's a good thing for me. The 3 question mark surprise. And normally what goes along when there's a 3 question mark surprise on the dry erase board, that is telling me this is going to be a conversation that I will not need to prep for. So I may know where we're going on this. I may know. I'm trying to think. I will not need to prep for. Is it Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters? I will need no prep. Is it anybody that's ever been or was in the film Roadhouse? I will need no prep.
No.
It is not. Is it what?
Great radio, John. You're never going to guess.
No, I can't guess. All right. Well, it's a 3. It's a 3 question mark. 3:30.
It's not Jerry Seinfeld, so
not Jerry. Okay, no.
Calm down.
No Seinfeld. No Jason
Patrick
Alexander.
Swayze's not coming back from the dead to call in.
All right, let's check in. Sean Penn, Phoebe Cates. 3 question marker coming up at the bottom of the hour for you as well. And going to join us here in a couple of minutes. We'll get the college basketball conversation. Robbie Hummel, who is really good. Former Boilermaker, ESPN, Big Ten Network. Robbie Hummel's going to join us in a couple of minutes. And we shall talk about, Big Ten State right now, both IU and Purdue. And we'll get a good look around the nation as far as college hoop is concerned. Tony.
Did you see this new thing that the NBA is coming out with where they're going to allow fans to discuss calls with the official referee Twitter during select NBA games?
So they're giving me the Ed Malloy hotline is what they're doing right here. See, I should be the only one.
There'll be a lot of blocking going on in the city.
The Ed Malloy hotline, ASAFP. Give me the Ed Malloy hotline. Man, the NBA tries so damn hard to be completely transparent. I mean, completely. Trying hard. Last 2 minutes of the game report. Yeah, sorry, you guys got screwed. All right, great. I need the Ed Malloy hotline. We don't get Ed Malloy later on tonight. Ed Malloy, according to Jennifer Berger, Ed Malloy's in Denver, Tony. Scott Foster is going to be a part of the crew here later on tonight. I don't like him either.
Woof. Woof.
Yeah, Scott Foster, but no Ed Malloy. I listen, I'd be all about the Ed Malloy hotline. Just give it to me. Give it to me. Man, that should be fun later on tonight. You guys are going to have a blast at the Pacers game. Pacers and Sixers. One of those games in January. We go, hey, it's January. It's the NBA. So what? But this is a good one. This is a good one for January. One of those prove-it types of moments, I think, for both teams, really. I mean, certainly the Pacers, to me, have been the more steady of the two. And this is certainly a prove-it type of situation, even though we're talking about a game in mid-January. Chris Ballard was named the Pro Football Writers of America Executive of the Year, and that was well-deserved. Matt Nagy, and we thought this thing might be split down the middle. Matt Nagy of the Bears, their head coach, won the Coach of the Year honors with PFWA. But yeah, Chris Ballard, an outstanding job. I mean, when you think about the job that he has done, I mean, 81% of the roster has been turned over since he got here. I think 8, 9 starters in 2 years through the last 2 drafts. And there was a point in time when you looked at, the 17 draft, and you go, hey, not so much. But you put the 17 and the 18 together because all of the success of the 18, and everybody is pretty damn happy about that. Pretty damn happy about it. And that is a good thing right there. So we're off and running. Robbie Hummel's going to join us coming up in a couple of minutes, too. Yeah, I know you guys. I hear you guys taking guesses. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have to do any prep on Reggie Miller. I don't think Reggie Miller has any interest, though. I would, and I wouldn't need any prep. I mean, sure as hell I'd bring up, hey, remember that time when I hung out with you at Flashbacks at Circle Center Mall? Actually, I didn't hang out with him. I was at the bar, and he walked by me. Remember that is essentially me hanging out with somebody right there. All right, bottom of the hour, a 3-question mark guest coming up here, too. Matt Painter coming up at 5:30 on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. He is a former Boilermaker, Big Ten Network, and ESPN analyst. Robbie Hummel joins us. All right, besides what we know about Michigan and Michigan State, what else have we learned so far about the rest of the Big Ten to this point?
Well, it's going to be a fun year, that's for sure. I think, to me, Maryland, even though they blew the big lead against Wisconsin, to me, they're the third best team in the conference right now. I think that's kind of solidified with the way that they've played. They've gone on the road and they've won. They've got talent, they've got experience, they've got youth, they've got a little bit of everything, and they've had some serious success here the last couple of weeks. I would put, I think, Purdue in the 4th spot, and then it's kind of a hodgepodge of, you've got Minnesota, who got destroyed by Illinois last night.
Yes.
I would put Indiana, Wisconsin, Ohio State, but those 3 teams, they've been through the gauntlet. So it's one of those years where you just can't lose games to the bottom third of this league, because if you do, then you look at your schedule and all of a sudden you're like Ohio State, where you've got Murderer's Row coming up with Purdue, Maryland, I think Michigan, and one other team, that maybe Nebraska. So it's one of those years where you got to really hold serve and beat the teams you should.
So Robbie Hummel on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. I would take that even further. You talk about the bottom teams in the Big Ten, but I thought that Indiana loss to Nebraska on Monday was one that you just could not afford if you're IU in this thing.
Right, you can't. I would throw Nebraska into that mix too. That they'd be probably battling Purdue for that 4th or 5th spot. No, you got to win your home games. Going on the road in this conference is so hard, and you saw that with Minnesota last night going to Champaign, and like you said, getting absolutely blasted. But I just think for Indiana, you got to – first of all, they got to get healthy, and that's nobody's fault. That's just unfortunate. They've had a lot of bad luck in that regard. But you know what you're getting from Romeo Langford. You know what you're getting from Juwan Morgan, but who is the third guy?
The thing that I've made a point, and especially after Monday's game, is they got some lollygagging going on there. And
yeah, they didn't play.
And we could talk about
level.
Shooting or lack thereof, but damn, you got to eliminate the lollygag, and that's troublesome.
No, what's disappointing is, and I think maybe as you get farther removed from playing and you start to understand this, you only get so many opportunities to do this. It's a privilege to play in this conference, and you get to play in a building like Assembly Hall in front of big crowds, and you have the opportunity to play against teams like Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue, whoever. You only get so many times you get to do this, so to not take advantage of that, it's disappointing. But you're right, their efforts flat out has to be better if they want to make a run at the NCAA tournament.
Are they disappointing to you to this point?
Like I said before, some of the stuff is out of their control. They have had so many guys get hurt. Al Durham is banged up again. Jerome Hunter hasn't been able to play at all this season. I think they're still a really young team. You look at their roster, they're playing a lot of freshmen and sophomores, but I think expectations got ratcheted up when they got Marquette at home and beat them the way they did, and then kind of held serve in their first 2 Big Ten games back in December by winning on the road at Penn State in a game that they probably should have lost if Penn State could make a layup or a free throw, and they beat Northwestern at home. But I was disappointed in their effort the other night. You have a team that, like Nebraska, come into your building, you just got to play harder than that.
Yeah, it's Robbie Hummel, the Big Ten Network, ESPN. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. What do you make your Boilermaker squad? There was a point in time when I thought, man, these guys could be in trouble, and they left some games on the table. That Florida State one pops into my mind. They basically kind of gagged that one away. Where do you look at the Boilermakers going into the IU game Saturday right now?
Well, they're like the perfect example for how a college basketball season is such a roller coaster. If you even go back like 2 weeks ago to the Michigan State game, you'd look at that performance and be like, man, it's going to be a long year. And Travion Williams has really come along, and all of a sudden they've got a guy in him where he's kind of become a playmaker off the block. He can score. He can get you a bucket. You can throw the ball in the post and feel good about it. And to me, the last two games, I feel like Carson Edwards has done a much better job of facilitating and trusting his teammates and making the right play. And, he's going to take some bad ones. And honestly, he's earned that right in a sense. I just think for him, he's got to eliminate the ones where it's like there's 15 on the shot clock and you're taking a contested 25-footer. That's not going to ever be a good shot, especially when you're so athletic, so explosive, you can get to the rim, and you have the ability to get contact and get to the line or finish. So to me, that's just him settling. And he did take some bad shots against Wisconsin. End of the half and end of regulation, that cannot happen for a guy that's a junior. But in overtime, he makes a big shot to force OT or put him up 3, I want to say it was. And then I thought the play he made to get Grady Eifert the ball and draws that foul, that's a really mature play by him.
Evan Boudreau, how has he fit into this team in your estimation? And knowing full well it's difficult to do that in a one-year period like this, and IU's got Fitzner who's trying to fit in and has yet to really do so as well. But how difficult is it, and what do you think about it so far?
Yeah, the grad transfer deal is hard, and it's going to be interesting. He unfortunately gets hurt. I thought he played really well in certain games. You mentioned that Florida State game. He was really good down in Tallahassee. But now that you've kind of given Travion Williams this opportunity, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Painter kind of handles that rotation of big guys, because Williams has been really good. So he may be on the outside looking in, or maybe I think you're talking to Coach Payne in 2 hours. That's a question for him.
Yeah, well, yeah. I've got it right here. I got locked and loaded right here.
Yeah, no, I am intrigued to see as well, because you have somebody that you get an opportunity and you take advantage of it, and it's unfortunate for somebody to have that happen through injury, but we'll see. We'll see what his role is going forward.
Give me one guy on that Boilermaker team that you think absolutely has to play better if these guys are going to be legit or solidified when it comes to the midway point into the Big Ten season and then into the postseason.
I think Ryan Klein is incredibly important just to make shots and spread the floor. I think he is their second option, so I would say him. But it cannot become the Carson Edwards show, and that's not a slight to him or anybody else. I think you got to get contributions from not only Klein, but Nogel Eastern has to play his role. Aaron Wheeler has to play his role. I think Matt Harms has to play a little better. So you asked for one, and I gave you 4. Sorry, but
that's all right.
I would say Ryan Klein would be the guy that needs to perform, not maybe better, but just more consistently.
How impressive is the run that Michigan has been on? Not necessarily what we have seen so far this year, but just during the John Beilein era to this point.
Sure. I look back to when I was playing, and you weren't worried about them defensively. They would 1-3-1 you. They'd match up zone you. They'd kind of give you some soft man-to-man looks, but you weren't worried about scoring. You were just worried about guarding his offense, because he was such a good offensive coach. And now I think you worry about both equally, because they are a force defensively, and they can play a lot of different ways. They can switch 5 ways with their small lineup. They can go big with John Teskey, who's been really, really good. They are a scary, scary team to play against right now, especially when they're making shots, which they haven't done on a consistent basis this season, but they're undefeated. So he has really evolved as a coach, and it's incredibly impressive to see that.
Robbie Hummel's with us. Before I let you go, give me one question you want me to ask Matt Painter here at 5:30. One thing you want to know. As if you couldn't call him right now and ask him anyway. Yeah. But yeah, whatever.
I just saw him, so all my questions have been answered. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here. I don't have a good answer for you.
Okay. Well, that's well done. That's good. That's all right. I did put you on the spot, though. Because you ran through a lot of Q&A with me right there about the team, so you probably came to a bit of an end right there with it. So
no, I feel pretty good about that. It'll be interesting to see what happens on Saturday. It's going to be a heck of an atmosphere, and Indiana isn't playing great basketball. I got to tell you about my trip to Assembly Hall. I haven't talked to you.
Oh, well, lay it on us.
The
trip to Assembly Hall went as how?
So I got there, and I was ready for whatever. I had no idea. And, like, the first 15 interactions I had with people were so nice. So I was shocked. I really was. And, I took a couple pictures of people, and people were like, I enjoyed watching you play, and you guys had good teams. And I was like, dude, maybe I've been thinking wrong about this place here. I told you about what the guy in the baseline, he was not
right
there. And I have this guy come up to me. I'm sitting next to Brandon Gaudin, who I'm doing the game with, and I'm reading something with my headset on facing the court. And this guy kind of grabs my shoulder, not like super hard, but definitely gets my attention. And I turn around, I take my headset off, and he looks at me. He's about 65 years old. And he says, I just want you to know, I cannot believe that they're going to allow you to call this game. And, in fact, it is a tragedy that they're going to let you sit on this floor and call it. So I wasn't sure if he was kidding or serious. So I was like, well, I'm just here to do my job and call the game. And he looks at me, and he points to the top of Assembly Hall, and he goes, they should make you sit up there. And Brandon Gaudin looked at me like, oh, my God. Like, I didn't know what to say. So I was like, all right, well, have a good day, man. Nice talking to you. So it just reaffirmed, kind of what happened.
That's some hardcore stuff on you right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, man, this guy just checked me so hard. And it's like, well, welcome back to Bloomington, buddy.
They should make you sit up there.
They wanted me to call the game from section 718 up at the top of Assembly Hall.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Outstanding. So I'm sorry. I didn't have a question for Coach Painter for you.
That's all right. No. That's a quality ending right there. That's exactly what we're looking for. That's exactly it. Hey,
should be no love lost on Saturday. I wish I could be in attendance. Always fun to watch that one.
Well, it's always great to have you on here. We'll do it again, I know, sooner rather than later. And we appreciate it, Robbie. Thank you.
Yep, of course. Sounds good.
Yeah, Robbie Hummel on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Awesome. That dude was flat serious, too. Serious. Quick one, we'll come back. We'll see if the 3 question mark guest emerges here. Matt Taylor, top of the 4, J. Michael, 4:30. Mike Chappell and Boilermaker head coach Matt Painter at 5:30. Busy Thursday. Big game in the NBA here tonight. It's on TNT. Got the Sixers and the Pacers, and Joel Embiid is a question mark. We'll dive into that and a lot more, and we'll see who the mystery guest might be. Hopefully, other side next.
Here's what's happening with The Fan. Want to know where The Fan will be in 2019? Check out where we'll be all year long under the events tab at 1070thefan.com. The 2019 Circle City Donut Dash 5K, hosted by Teachers Treasures, is Saturday, February the 16th. Register to run an India's Tastiest 5K online now. And don't forget The Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow The Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com.
Hey, it's Dan Doggage for Family Leisure. It's a new year, and the annual Floor Model Spa Sale is back. Looking for a ridiculous new deal on a new spa? Now's the time to go to Family Leisure. Every Floor Model Spa has to go to make room for new incoming displays. I love my spa, I do. So now it's your turn. Deep discounts on all Floor Model Spas up to 30% off. Family Leisure offers the highest quality spas available at every price point, including swim spas. Do not wait. These prices are good for a limited time at Family Leisure. Tell them Dan Dockett sent you.
Family and fun come together.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Here are a few quick divorce tips that we provide our clients. Number 1, don't move out of your house just because your wife tells you to. Remember, that's your house too. And number 2, don't blow through the financial statements that you file with the court. These are key exhibits, and they often make or break your case. And number 3, watch the social networking. Expect your wife's lawyer to do a thorough online search. And incidentally, this is a two-way street. Now, a bonus tip. Partner with your attorney in assembling evidence. You're one of the 2 leading experts on your life and marriage. Your attorney needs your input to achieve your goals. And finally, talk to your attorney before taking action. Good luck.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Visit online at CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Guys, when you're dealing with ED issues, talking about intimacy can make you uncomfortable. So we'll use another word for intimacy, like football. Football! Look, you love football. Your wife loves football, and you both want some hot and sweaty football right now. But then, fumble. Oopsie! And by fumble, I mean ED issues. You need to get to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic knows that erectile dysfunction is a serious issue that affects 50% of men. That's why they offer a comprehensive approach to battling ED, low T, and even PE, which is kind of like a false start. Penalty! Plus, a performance promise. If it doesn't work for you, you don't pay. Before you know it, you'll be back in the game with a touchdown! Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and book your $99 office visit today. Call 317-999-9000, 317-999-9000, or at IndyMen'sClinic.com.
Get up and go now, so you can go tonight.
It's another big sell-it week at Payless Liquors, and Charlie has the prices to prove it. Absolute Vodka in the 175 is just $25.99. Jim Beam 8-Star 175 is just $14.99, and Johnny Walker Red 175 is $33.99. Don't forget you can also get Goose Island 15 packs for $14.99 and Kendall Jackson Vintage Reserve Chardonnay $9.99 a bottle at Payless Liquors. 26 locations, open 7 days a week, and online at PaylessLiquors.com. Don't pay more, get more, and pay less at Payless Liquors.
Finally, The Who is moving on. Get set for a true Who experience like never before. Saturday, May 18th, Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey. Reserved seats on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. The Icons, the show, The Who. Moving on.
Hey, John here for 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. Going to make sure right now that you're ready to go, especially with the Arctic temps coming in on the weekend, too, and 1 hour is there. Making sure your home is warm and energy efficient, because if it's not, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and that is going to be an issue. Don't let it be with the experts at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, making sure they diagnose exactly what the issue might be, if you have an issue, and if you do and you need a repair, really easy. They're going to take $51 off of any repair, making sure you're ready to go for the cold temperatures of the winter of 2019 ahead with 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. That's 855-1 Hour today.
Dan Dockage here. Thanks to KeyBank, the official banking home of the Indiana Pacers, we can keep making financial progress here and, of course, keep growing basketball here. KeyBank, use the red key, and remember, KeyBank is a member of the FDIC.
If you're VA eligible and even considering buying a home this year, get pre-approved in 5 minutes at hero.loan. That's hero.loan, the only way to VA.
Powered by the Hubler Auto Group, a dealer to help the people. Shopping for a new or used vehicle? Click drivehubler.com for Indiana's largest selection of best deals. Hubler has it all.
The Pacers take on the Philadelphia 76ers Thursday night on national television. Show the nation your Pacers pride. Get your tickets today at Pacers.com. Pacers 76ers Thursday at 7.
The Ride with JMV.
The soft tropical air caresses your skin with a gentle kiss.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Robbie Hummel, podcast 1070thefan.com if you need it there. Jay Michael, bottom of the 4 o'clock hour. Matt Taylor, the top. See, the 3 question mark may be here, hopefully in a little bit. We'll see. Mike Chappell, Matt Painter, all still on the way, too. Big game later on tonight of the NBA is here. It's on TNT. Philadelphia 76ers and the Pacers. I mentioned as I sat down in here today, there's kind of a shot at me here. I take it as a shot because Tony said, hey, Austin, who's the new intern here from Center Grove, he said, Austin, find out Miles Turner and Joel Embiid going head-to-head. And I think you probably know that's a bit of a sore spot for me, right? Here's the record. 3-2 in favor of the Pacers. Miles, 10 points per game. Embiid, 26-2. Miles, over 5 boards. Embiid, 12. Miles only played 16 minutes, by the way, December the 14th, 2018. In Philly, he had foul trouble. That was a shot. That our guy right here?
Yeah, if he's not using his tickets tonight, tell him I'll use them.
Andy Moore Automotive Group Hotline, our guy, Reds catcher Tucker Barnhart's with us. Did you give away your tickets, 4 seats tonight for the game?
Yeah, my wife and her aunt are going. So
Tony,
they're in use already. I apologize.
Tony, you're SOL
It's all right,
on the floor seats later on tonight. Hey,
John,
where are you?
We're live on the Caravan. We're southern Indiana, like way southern Indiana, Madison, Indiana, I believe. And I got a guy on here that recently made an announcement. Wants to say hello to and
awesome.
Thank you for the kind words from yesterday. So here's the legend that is Marty Brenneman.
Marty Brenneman.
Hey,
with
John,
us.
how are you, bud?
Marty, thank you for joining us. One of my all-time
Not
favorites.
a problem, my pleasure.
Hero. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I can go on. I mean, I've been listening to you since I was 4 stinking years old on AM radios in Southern Indiana in the day. It's tough.
You just made sure everybody knew it, that you were listening to AM radio. My, how things have changed.
Let me tell you this. There was something so special, though. I grew up in Southern Indiana, in Greene County, southwestern Indiana, and listening to you guys on the big one do games, and then there might be a storm in the summertime, even off in the distance. You get that little subtle kind of static. I mean, that was what it was all about. I mean, that was just one of the nuances of being a part of that broadcast that made it so special growing up, and something that I miss right now that I'm really going to miss after this year, and you no longer are doing it.
Well, you're very kind to say that. I'm old enough now, so I can reflect back upon those years you were talking about as the quote-unquote good old days, working with Joe for 31 years, and it's been a heck of a ride for me. I have no complaints. Somebody asked me yesterday, the 45 going on 46 years, if you could go back and change anything, what would it be? I said I wouldn't change a thing. My chances of coming to the big leagues was in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the Midwest, and for a kid growing up in the South and going to school in the South and then coming to the Midwest to a great city, I could not have written a better script for the way my career would have gone than the one I've actually lived.
The great Marty Brenneman, his final season calling Reds games on radio, his 46th and final is coming up for the Redlegs this year. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. What is it that you're going to do? Are you going to find some things to do? And I thought I had heard that the one thing you really want to do is go to the Indianapolis 500. Is that accurate?
I made the comment, and I said that the three events that I've never been able to go to because of the job or the Masters Golf Tournament, the Indianapolis 500, and the Kentucky Derby. And I would like to think that within 2 or 3 years, immediately after my retirement, I'll be able to check those events off because I've never been to them, and I'm a big fan of big time sporting events. And I'd love to go to the Indianapolis 500 down the road.
We are incredibly connected with everybody over at the Speedway. Speedway Press, Doug Bowles is on all the time. We can make that happen and then some the year after this for you. You remind us, and we'd love to have you over there and give you the experience of your life. That's awesome.
Well, I'm going to take you up on that, and that would, of course, be in 2020.
Yep.
I would definitely be interested in it, and you can count on my contacting you guys to help make it happen.
It's Marty Brenneman, the great Marty Brenneman, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. He's on the Reds Caravan in Southern Indiana right now, and our friend Tucker Barnhart is riding along with him. Did Tucker explain to you what happened to us going to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City last weekend? Did you tell that story?
No.
Yeah,
no.
It took a while to get there. There was a lot of snow and a lot of slipping and sliding around. It was an adventure, like planes, trains, and automobile stuff.
Did Tucker make that trip?
He was there. He was. Yeah,
Why he tell us about that trip.
He and Drew Storen were both
Arrowhead
there.
Yeah. Clown sitting right here. How could you not tell us about that trip to Arrowhead Stadium? And you know what John said? You're one of his friends. I said he doesn't have any
friends. He is, and I know you've been around a bunch of great dudes, but he is one of the great dudes without a doubt, Marty.
No, you don't have to sell me on that. I know that. I think the world of him. I really do.
All right, give me some moments. I mean, we got to go back now, 45, and now you're 46 year. Give me a couple of moments that really stand out for you, Marty.
Well, the first half inning of the first game I did when Aaron tied Bruce's home run record at Riverfront back in 1974. And I'm trying to do them in chronological order now. Seaber's only no-hitter. That was against the Cardinals in 79, 78, 79. And then Browning's perfect game and Pete's record-breaking hit. Homer Bailey's 2 no-hitters. I mean, all of those things stand out in my mind as events that immediately jump out at me. But on top of that, if somebody asked me who yesterday, from my perspective, my 2 best calls, and one was the home run that Jay Bruce hit against Houston in the bottom of the ninth at the Great American Ballpark in 2010 to send the Reds on to the postseason. And then Ken Griffey Jr.'s 500th home run before that. Those are things that really jump out at me as personal events that I had the pleasure of calling.
You know, the other thing that stands out to me, even beyond the Reds, is your work on Westwood One when you used to be a part of the NCAA tournament was fantastic, too, back in the day. You had some great moments there.
I appreciate that. I've often said, and I would argue with anybody, the greatest sporting event in the United States every year is the Final Four or the NCAA tournament. And I worked 15 regional finals, and I worked 5 Final Fours, and there's nothing like that. I mean, the hair stands up on end on the back of your neck when you walk into one of those buildings. And the single best day in sport every year, as far as I'm concerned, is the national semifinals, when those 4 teams play on Saturday for the right to go to the championship game on Monday night. The championship game is anticlimactic. And I had some great games in the tournament in the years that I worked. I'd love to say it on visiting with Kentucky fans because they know where I'm coming from before I even get to it, but I just refer to it as a Christian Laettner game. I did that. And I had a whole lot of other games in the tournament. The tournament's just wonderful. I mean, it's such a great event and so well run. I miss that. I really miss not being there and doing those games.
Marty Brenneman joins us. Before I let you go here, and they're on the Reds Caravan down in southern Indiana. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. How difficult was it for you to come to this decision to step away after year 46?
Well, I've been thinking about it, John, for about a year and a half, and I've been in conversation with the club, and I'm fortunate because I'm walking away on my own terms. I mean, the club wanted me to hang around at the least until I broadcast Reds baseball for 50 years, and I said, that ain't going to happen. I said, I'll be 80 years old when I complete my 50th year. And I don't really care about numbers. The numbers don't mean anything to me. And I was going to originally retire after last year. And during the year we talked about it, and, the club is celebrating the 150th anniversary of professional baseball in 2019. It all began with the Red Stockings in 1869. So I said I would work that season because the club is going to have a season-long celebration. Yeah, and I did. Tucker just reminded me, I broadcast those games back in 1869 for George and Harry Wright. He's a bigger clown than you people ever expected. I'm telling you that.
There's no doubt about that. No doubt.
So that's the reason that 46 years is enough. I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I got my health about me, and I've got my wits about me. You hang around guys like Tucker long enough, and they'll wear on your mind bad. I mean, they will just drag you down.
Well, I told Tucker this yesterday. He called in yesterday. I said, hey, I'm putting the pressure on you guys. I need to hear a lot of this one belongs to the Reds this season because of this. So I've gone ahead. I've laid it out there and put the pressure on him. You got to make it happen in your final one.
Well, I don't think there's any question. If the Reds don't do anything else right now, come opening day, it's a much better team than they had last year. I think the moves that the baseball people made, first acquiring Tanner Roark from Washington, and then the Alex Wood, Yasiel Puig, Matt Kemp, Kyle Farmer move, players that they acquired from the Dodgers, make them a better team. Admittedly, I would argue with anybody. I think it's the best from top to bottom in the major leagues. Maybe the American League East is on par, but I don't think any better. But I think this is a better team, and I have faith in the baseball operation when they say we're not done yet. I think they're making every effort in the world to improve this club even more. So I'm optimistic. I think that trade with the Dodgers energized the Reds fan base, and it should have and makes it better.
Yeah. Now, Marty Brenneman, the legendary voice of the Reds, is going to call it a career after this year number 46, behind the mic doing play-by-play, and he's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Before I let you go, I want to tell you, and I think I can speak for everybody around here, I've been always a Reds fan, listening to you, obviously, since a very young age. Thank you for all you've done. I mean, thank you for all that you've done. I mean, just somebody that you could not wait to listen to. Obviously, a reason why I do this now is because, I mean, I didn't grow up with, a lot of equipment and classes, as far as radio and TV is concerned. I mean, it's all because of the enjoyment that started with, obviously, listening to you. And I wanted to thank you for that. And I know a lot of people.
Well, you're very kind to say that. I appreciate it.
You brought a lot of joy to us in describing what the Reds have done since 1974, and there's not enough time. I don't have enough time to thank you for it right now, but from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much.
Thank you, pal. I appreciate it.
And go get Tucker. Have him sign some autographs or something.
It's hard. He'll drag you down now if you spend too much time around.
Yeah, I know it. He's going to start talking about country music and stuff, and then I'm going to have to turn the page on it. I get it.
I'm going to say to you one thing, John. You show me a chef that doesn't like olives, and I'll show you a loser. That's all I'm going to say. He's talking about being a chef, and he does. We brought an olive pizza on here, and you'd have thought it was poison. Something's wrong with that. That's un-American.
Hey, Marty, man, seriously. This is a month ago, and I get a picture sent to me of fried chicken. All right? That's what I get.
Can I tell you, I saw the same picture today of the fried chicken that's a drumstick laying on a plate, and somebody's taking a bite out of it. It's unsanitary to begin with. And secondly, it really didn't look like it was that appetizing.
I thought he got it at KFC. I didn't know what he was doing taking a picture of it,
He
Marty.
may well have brought a Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm telling you.
It's a pleasure. And hey, after this year, next year, guest of honor out at the Speedway, and we'll take care of it, Marty.
John, you folks are very kind. I enjoyed being with you.
Thank you, Marty.
All right, pal. Take care.
Marty
Bye-bye.
Brenneman on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. That was just awesome. That was awesome. And I don't have anything else to say. I'm going to have to reset it all. Because when you have awesome on, you just take a break, let it settle in, and come back and talk about it a little bit. The legendary Marty Brenneman on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline with help from our friend Tucker Barnhart. Back with you next.
Kick off the month of May at Rev, presented by Fifth Third Bank as it returns to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Saturday, May 4th. Tickets on sale now. Get yours before they're gone at revindy.org.
At Huntington, we're always looking out for you. So when business owners told us it can be tough to stay on top of their finances, we invented the real-time robot.
Hello, Dale. You currently have $11,317 in your business account.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, real-time robot.
Update. You have $11,316 in your account. Employee Brenda bought a pen.
Okay, thanks. You don't have to update me on everything.
Update. Employee Brenda bought a stapler.
Yeah, see, that's something I really don't need to...
Update. And staples.
No.
So we simplified. Presenting the Huntington Hub, our online and mobile banking platform that analyzes your spending and forecasts your cash flow, so you know where your business stands today and how to plan for tomorrow. It's just one more way we're looking out for you. Huntington, welcome. Member FDIC.
Chad and Tyler Peterman for Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Chad, a lot of people ask me, what makes Peterman special? I think the biggest thing is our goal of making Peterman the best place for each of our team members to work. I couldn't agree more. I think we have found that when we work together as a family, we can continually provide the best service in town and improve the lives of our customers each and every day.
Seeing a smile on the customer's face after we've helped them with their heating or plumbing issue is why we do what we do.
It's not our vision to be just another heating and plumbing company. It's our mission to become the very best company in our industry for our customers.
So, when you call Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, you know we've worked hard to make sure you get the best.
It's protection you can trust from a family who truly cares.
Call 859-4270. Call Peterman for heating, cooling, and plumbing. Peterman's the way to go.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday for More Restoration. Chances are you or someone you know have already experienced a disaster at home or at work. A fire or flood is never something you plan on happening, but if it does, you need to know what to do and how to protect your damaged property. More Restoration is the only name you need to know when a property loss occurs. Let More Restoration help you get your property back to normal with their second-to-none, industry-leading emergency response team. Call the only number I call. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup and tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
A successful team knows how to play. So take your staff to Royal Penn for your company's team building event and share the fun. Royal Penn Leisure Centers offer the perfect combination of food and fun for your company's team building event. At Royal Penn, everyone's on the team when you're bowling. But Royal Penn is more than just bowling. We also offer a lot more activities, all focused on fun. It's always comfy in our non-smoking facilities, and bowling and all of our games are guaranteed to generate team spirit and lots of cheers. Call 465-8484 today and let Royal Penn plan your company's team building event. They'll take care of everything, so all your gang needs to do is relax, unwind, and have fun.
Set 'em up, knock 'em down, send them flying, spinning round.
For more information, call 465-8484 or look us up at royalpen.com.
Royal Penn, bowling, bowling. Royal Penn.
Hey, John here for Connecticut. Connecticut water is going to be staked out inside the State Fairgrounds, and we're going to be talking about the Indianapolis Home Show coming up. It's beginning this weekend, and it runs through next weekend. I'm going to be out there a week from tomorrow, in fact. A week from Friday, I'll be there, and we'll be talking about great systems, in-home drinking water stations, and Premier Series water softeners, and so much more, too. Plus, my friend Randy Strand. He's going to bring out the ice luge, courtesy of Evan Williams, like we did last year, and that is when we have the ice sculpture. You pour the bourbon in at the top, and it goes down the ice luge into your mouth or cup. It is awesome. Going to be a great time. Plus, you're going to get great deal opportunities at anything Connecticut has. And what do they have? The best water going. Now, if you want to go to the home show itself, get your discounted tickets online. My friends Joe, John, and Dennis, ConnecticutIndy.com. That's discount tickets for the Indianapolis Home Show right now, ConnecticutIndy.com.
Comfort food is here at White Castle, the 99-cent Sloppy Joe slider. It's my slept past the alarm, was late for an interview, spilled coffee on everything, split my pants, broke my heel on the way to a concert that was actually yesterday, not today. Slider. The White Castle Sloppy Joe slider, topped with smoked cheddar cheese. The ultimate winter comfort food. Only 99 cents for limited time. White Castle. Now that's a bold move. While supplies last. Tax not included. Cheese is pasteurized process at participating castles.
Dan Doggett here for Howald Heating and Air. They want you to know about their promise. I mean, really, a lot of companies make promises, but I guarantee Larry Howald and his team will keep them. Howald promises that no one will love your furnace, your air conditioner, or your plumbing system as much as them. Howald promises that their techs will arrive on time with a smile on their face and a firm handshake to assure you are in good hands. These techs will ensure quality and honest work. Howald Heating and Air is really a one-of-a-kind company looking for your feedback. HowaldHeatingandAir.com.
Head to Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge where everything's been raised to a higher elevation. Games on huge screens, scratch food bursting from the best kitchen in sports, and something on the menu to satisfy every fan's appetite. Enjoy the shareable items for the table, and of course, Twin Peaks' full-service bar features a huge selection of draft beers, purposefully served at a teeth-chattering 29 degrees in mugs so cold you can see the ice crystals. Head for Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. 82nd Street and I-69.
Butler basketball single-game tickets are on sale. Go to butlersports.com/buy tickets or Hinkle Ticket Office weekdays from 10 to 4. The Butler Bulldogs, your hometown team playing on a national stage.
Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Oh, man. I don't know what I can do after that. That was so awesome. The legendary Marty Brenneman, who's going to hang it up after year number 46 coming up this year with the Redlegs since 1974. Let's see if you can guess the number one song in the nation, Tony, when Marty Brenneman began.
Okay, what year was that?
1974.
Cool. My dad was 12.
Yeah.
You weren't even born.
Here we go. Here it is. Number one song in the nation when Marty Brenneman started for the Reds.
Hooked on a Feeling?
Blue Swede.
I have
inside of me.
I have a fish that sings this. You mount it to the wall and you press the button.
So Billy Bass. Billy Bass sings this.
Yes.
This is number one. Billboard number one. When Marty Brenneman started his career as Reds play-by-play man.
Right here, yeah, Billy Bass.
Hooked on a feeling. Podcast up for Marty Brenneman, 1070thefan.com. That was so awesome. That was actually, of the things that I've ever done, that is at the top of the list of being thrilled with doing right there. I mean, as a Reds fan growing up, is so much I listened to him. I mean, basically, that's what I did. It's what we did if you're my age growing up, listening to Reds on radio, on AM radio. And that was really special for me right there. I mean, really special. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tucker Barnhart, who was on that bus, that caravan as well. I think the caravan's in Muncie later on tonight. They said they were in southern Indiana. Somebody told me they were in Muncie. They told me they were around Madison as of right now. But thank you, Tucker. Thank you, Tony, because that was the thrill of a lifetime for me with Marty Brenneman. Podcast 1070thefan.com. Quick break, and I'm also thrilled for our next guest, Matt Taylor. He was officially named, set in stone now, the play-by-play man for the Colts this past season on an interim basis. Now he is the guy. Matt's going to join us, and Matt's a big-time Marty fan, too, and a big-time Reds fan. Matt's going to join us with you. Other side next.
Monday mornings have never been better on The Fan.
I love it. I love it.
Each Monday after the Colts game, join Colts legend Jeff Saturday as he takes you inside the Colts huddle.
Making a full all-in on the offensive line.
It's Saturday on Monday mornings from 7 to 10. Every Monday after a Colts game.
You're watching Andrew get better at it every week.
It's Jeff Saturday with Kevin Bowen and Jeff Rickard.
It's just fun to watch.
Only on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
How much do you need to save for retirement? Hi, I'm Rick Edelman, founder of Edelman Financial Engines. The question's simple, but the calculation can be complex. How much you need to save for retirement depends on how much income you want, what outside sources you'll have, like Social Security and pensions. And here's the good news. You don't have to guess. We can give you the answer. For more than 32 years, we've shown people just like you how much you need to save for retirement and how to invest it. And now's your chance. Call us for the personal financial advice and investment management services you need with local offices to serve you. At Edelman Financial Engines, we're happy to help you whether you have a little to invest or a lot or anything in between. Come see why thousands of folks just like you rely on Edelman Financial Engines. Call us at 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com.
Your next haircut now has a shortcut. Introducing the Sport Clips Haircuts app. That's right, now the cut you want is just a tap away. Just download the app, check in at your neighborhood Sport Clips, and choose your Guy Smart stylist, and you're done. We'll text you when your stylist is almost ready. Then head to Sport Clips for a championship haircut experience. It's home field advantage for your hair. No appointment needed. Just download the Sport Clips app and check in. And don't forget a beard trim. Sport Clips. You choose the cut, we cut the weight.
Hey, John here for PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. It's WeGrowHairIndy.com. New dew coverage a little bit, right? I mean, let's say your hair's falling out a little bit. Thinning hair around, 35 years old, maybe even younger. You don't want to lose it? Sure. There's something you can do about it. Multi-unit hair grafting, Artist Robotic FUE. From the best, PAI. 888-724-5129. Darren Andrews will explain everything that you need to know about getting your real growing hair again. It can happen. Your real growing hair again with PAI. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com right now.
Hi, this is Matt Taylor, radio voice of the Indianapolis Colts. We are proud to partner with the Indiana Blood Center to help raise awareness of the importance of blood donation and do our part to help boost the blood supply and give back to our community. Every 2 seconds, someone needs blood. That person could be a friend, family member, neighbor, or even you. In order to maintain a safe and healthy blood supply for patients in hospitals across the state, Indiana Blood Center needs to see 550 donors every single day. Unfortunately, when the weather gets cooler, donations usually decrease, even though the need does not. That's why the Colts are once again partnering with the Indiana Blood Center to encourage our fans to raise their sleeves and give the gift of life to those in need. I encourage you to make an appointment to donate blood at your nearest donor center or mobile blood drive. To schedule your appointment, visit versity.org/Indiana Blood. That's VERSITI.org/Indiana Blood. On behalf of the entire Indianapolis Colts organization, I thank you for saving lives in our communities.
Even the oldest water heaters are on call 24/7. Luckily, so are we. Hi, I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager of your local Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Water heaters wear out over time. Ready for a new one? We've got a variety of great finance options to fit any budget. Call now for a free 10-year warranty upgrade on a new water heater.
Go with the flow, the local pros. Call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Terms, conditions, and tax may apply. License CP101-00018.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. If you're considering buying a home in 2019, it's time to get serious. You never know when that perfect house is going to hit the market. Inventory is still low and the competition is going to be fierce. How do you get a leg up? By being pre-approved at thehomeloanexpert.com. Same-day pre-approvals, lower rates, and we can get you closed in 14 days without all the headaches and hassles. The 5-minute loan approval only available at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis. It's the morning after featuring Jeff Saturday. Everything you need to know about the Colts game the day before. Only on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
I'm the bullish prince.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
All right, a little Van Halen. You must know who's coming on next if I'm rocking a Van Halen. I didn't know if I wanted to go with Running with the Devil. I thought maybe something from Van Halen 1. I also, Tony, I thought about this for our next guest here. I don't know if have we ever just re-entered with a guitar solo here? Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline. The voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor, joins us. Can you play Eruption on a guitar? Can you play this?
Well, we had this debate. Is Eruption a song or a guitar solo? And I always said it was a guitar solo, not a song, even though it leads off the album.
Can you play guitar?
No, I wish.
No, your brother does. Talent. Does your brother play this?
Yes. Yeah, he taught himself how to play that. Yeah. He's very good. He can play Eruption for sure.
What's their band's name again? I can't remember it.
It's Spinrut. It's Turnips Backwards.
Yeah, Spinrut. I saw them last summer. They were really good too.
They are. So the story goes, his wife is her family owns a turnip farm, and so they were kind of up late one night trying to think of a band name, and they just turned it backwards, and voila.
You know, the Van Halen, at least what I might have heard, I think it was shot down last week, but I had heard that Michael Anthony was getting back with the band and they were going to try to go back out again. I think Michael Anthony shot that down. Did he shoot that down, though?
He said he hadn't spoken to those guys in 14 years. So, I mean, he's just kind of like riding around with Sammy Hagar, and he hadn't talked to those guys for 14 years. Can you imagine doing something that long and then you just don't talk to him for that long?
Unfortunately, I did. It was my dad. So I guess I shouldn't be laughing. Yeah, no. It was even longer than 14 years, Matt.
Let the record show you said that and not me.
I did say that.
I didn't mean to go there.
Well, you asked me a question, and I answer it honestly, I guess. So, hey, congratulations. That was awesome news today. And I get to talk to you in follow-up of talking to somebody that we both absolutely love in the great Marty Brenneman. Spectacular day.
By the way, how am I supposed to follow that up? You have Marty Brenneman on at 3:30, and then bottom of the hour you have this peon, a guy that's been doing it for 46 years and a guy that's had 6 months under his belt. I feel like Tony at your roast. I gotta follow greatness here.
I wasn't there.
We're not going to have to. We're not going to have. Yeah, he wasn't there. His part got completely deleted from everything. Yeah. Anyway, you got the news today. Everybody got the news today, and that is awesome. I guess I have to ask you what your feelings are. I know what your feelings are. We can all, I guess about what your feelings are. But you know, how are you feeling at this point in time about getting the gig full time?
Yeah, I mean, just on a 1 to 10 scale, I'm probably at a 22. I mean, that's how excited I am. I mean, this is a top 5 day for sure for me. This is a dream come true on so many different levels. And, when I found out, it was kind of laid back and informal. But, inside I'm ready to jump out of my skin in excitement. So, yeah, this is certainly a great day. And I can't thank all the people that have reached out and congratulated and showed support, because there's a lot of people that I've learned from, that have been mentors for me. I've learned a lot from, you guys included, so I can't thank you enough.
How did it go down? Can you explain? If you can, I understand, but how did everything go down when you learned that was your full-time gig?
Yeah, so I actually found out a couple of weeks ago before the playoffs started, the Friday before the wild card game against the Texans. Like I said, it was pretty informal, and inside I'm freaking out. It's dream come true. That realization that you have. But then reality kind of set back in, and you had to go back to work. You had to board a plane to Houston and get ready to go to work, and you had a job to do. So. It was great to find out no matter what, no matter how it went down. But those last couple of games, when I kind of knew in my head that there was clarity and kind of a finality to it, those games were big on the surface because they were playoff games, obviously very meaningful and exciting anyways. But just internally to have that weight lifted off your shoulders was good, I think, as far as the broadcast went and the product we put out there.
So Matt Taylor, voice of the Colts, he's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Listen, I know that you're prepared so much where you're comfortable, but there's no doubt you had some nerves. Where did you at what point in the season did you feel like that you got complete comfort? Because it is new, it takes a little bit of time. At what point this season did you feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, when this all happened, it all happened so fast. I guess the analogy that I would use was like a racing analogy. Those first couple of games in the preseason and the regular season, I'm kind of keeping the car in the middle lane. But then as the season went on, you're trying to evaluate internally how you're doing, and you're kind of trying to think how other people think, and that's an impossible thing to do. So I kind of made peace with the fact that, hey, just be yourself, and take it a step further in terms of being comfortable in your own skin. Do it the way you want to do it. Set it up the way you want it to be. And so once I started doing that, you started to live in faith, not fear. And right around that time, obviously, the Colts started winning. The games became more exciting and more crucial, and there was all these must-win type of games. So that certainly helped too. The calls became more fun, more exciting, and just the enjoyment for me was just off the charts. I mean, every week was more enjoyable than the last week for me because this is all I've ever dreamed of doing. So it's just a dream come true on so many levels, and I think probably week 5 or 6 was when, I just said, let's just grip it and rip it, and no regrets, and whatever happens will happen.
Well, and the thing of it is, Matt, and I think most people out there know, but you had a pretty strong working knowledge of what was going on, on the inside, broadcasting-wise over there anyway. So, I mean, that probably helped out a little bit to get you off to a head start, did it not?
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still calling games.
Right.
It's still preparing to do play-by-play, which I had done prior to this season for a long time. So from that standpoint, it was just kind of tailoring everything that you did prep-wise to the NFL, to the Colts. But, yeah, I mean, I had a working knowledge of this organization and of this team for 7 years. I'd been here since 2012, and that's just kind of been my mindset, to come over here and build trust and loyalty and show your versatility and keep your head down, work hard, and then when an opportunity does come, make sure you're on good standing with whoever you need to be in good standing with, and always be top of the list for anybody to consider you. And so, at the end of the day, are there people out there that could probably do this better? Or is there somebody that's more experienced doing play-by-play? Yeah, maybe. But I just think at the end of the day, it's all about relationships and treating people the right way. And I think it's something that has kind of served me well, just kind of keep my head down, doing a good job, and treating people with respect.
I've told you this before. The thing that sets you apart is your preparation. I think I prep, and then watching you. I mean, you're like out of the stratosphere prep-wise. And that's great because that makes you ready for anything that's thrown at you too.
Right.
And that's if that's advice I would give to anybody that wants to do this, trying to do this, or has aspirations about one day doing it. Man, you cannot do enough prep. And to me, you're the standard of that. I've never seen anybody prep so much. Like, I'll give you a great example. Those Colts pregame huddles on. I mean, there's like 3 pages of truth or trash there. 3 pages. I look at Joe. I go, damn, Joe, I couldn't get to this stuff in 5 hours.
Just giving you guys options, man. I'm trying to make you guys sound good. And that's the thing, like whatever happens during the game, you're going to need to be able to put it into context. And so it goes back to just feeling like you're prepared for anything that comes your way. But the thing is, throughout the course of a game, you're using a decimal point of all of that information. The game dictates what you explain to the fans, some numbers or figures or anecdotal information. You use about 10% of your prep, but every week you have to be 100% ready for anything that comes your way.
So Matt Taylor, the voice of the Colts, he is the guy, as he was named earlier today, solidified it. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. All right, your best moment of the season for you to call, what was it?
I would probably say late in the season, that Giants game. It was a couple of days before Christmas, and the Colts, had to keep pace with a couple of teams. They had to win that game, and they started off so slow. I got down by 14 early, then 10 in the third quarter, and they slowly started to climb their way back in. And probably the call that I get brought up the most about is that Chester Rogers game-tying touchdown. Because it was a couple of days before Christmas, and I got a 2-year-old, and she's just jibber-jabbering all week long, and she just kind of a parrot. She just repeats everything everybody says. So it was a couple of days before Christmas, and she's just going around talking to everybody, and she's saying, "Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas." So Chester Rogers catches that pass to the goal line. He gets in. We're all going crazy. Tie game 27-27, and it just blurts out of me, not planned at all, "Merry Christmas, Chester Rogers."
Nice.
And, he just blurted out. It sounded good in the moment, I think. And
I thought you were going to say that she blurted out Chester Rogers. I thought that was going to, that would have been even better. Yeah, but that's awesome.
I heard "Merry Christmas" coming out of my 2-year-old's mouth 100 times that week, and it just kind of stuck.
No, it's great. It really is too. And then I was telling Tony and everybody else, if you haven't heard the story before, how you got over there from here. And when you keep all this in mind for a moment, if Jeffrey Gorman had not been so incredibly lazy, maybe none of this happens.
So I'm going to credit Jeffrey Gorman's work ethic.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I said he came in here and he goes, "Oh man, I'm talking about the prep that you do and getting everything ready." And then he realized that basically all he had to do if he brought you over there was like move one paperweight from one side of the desk to the other every day. That's about it. So yeah, the laziness of Jeffrey Gorman helped get you where you are, which is fantastic.
It just goes to show you, man, no matter – I mean, because that was over July 4th weekend. You guys were all out of town, and I'm sitting down there holding the fort. So, yeah, it just goes to show, treat every opportunity like it's a big one, Treat it like it's the Super Bowl because it could be your Super Bowl. You never know who's watching or listening or paying attention to, in this case, work ethic, and could pay off for you.
All right, so what do you got? I know you guys have your off-season show that begins coming up on Friday, correct?
Yep.
The last word?
Yep,
right?
Myself and Dog will be doing that,
Awesome.
Jimmy Matus. So we're back for another season doing that, and then we'll start up our daily podcast on Colts.com next week. We're kind of letting the dust settle here a little bit this week. We'll get back at it starting on Monday and kind of hit the ground running again, putting a bow on the 2018 season. And that's the thing I'm most excited for, as far as I'm concerned, coming in kind of on the ground floor of this great era, if you will, with Frank Reich and so many rookies and, Darius Leonard and Quentin Nelson and, Andrew Luck, kind of refining himself after the surgery and everything. It's so exciting for me to kind of be a part of that on a grassroots level,
Yeah. I'll say this. I've told you this off the air before. Your conversations with Frank are great. And the way that Frank treats you, and, I mean, you just have kind of a – just a friend to friend, colleague to colleague type of conversation. There's nothing forced about it. It's just natural. And I know that basically is how he is, but it just makes it so much better to listen to hear the way that is presented. That's pretty
no
special.
Question. Yeah, Frank. I can't say enough nice things about Frank Reich. I'm not even talking about him as a coach. I'm just talking about him as a person. And you're right. As a guy that I interviewed twice a week, he cannot be more kind to me, open, and we kind of talk off the air. But out of respect for him, I don't ask him too much more than what I think I need to know to help me get ready for the game. He is so forthcoming with information. He's incredibly insightful. He made my life so much easier because I had a lot going on here, obviously. But that aspect of it was just an incredibly smooth transition, and I don't have enough words in the dictionary to say nice things to say about Frank Reich.
Right there with you on that. Matt Taylor, he is now the voice of the Colts, as he was made aware of that, and it was announced a little bit earlier on the Colts Twitter handle, and then obviously released informationally. Matt's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. All right, keep in touch with us. And did Dog tell you about the trip out to KC? Yeah, did you guys have that conversation?
I heard you had some tire chains and you were pushing buses and stuff. So did you make it to the game on time?
Well, we got there right at the kick, in time to dodge a couple of ice balls. And, it just didn't go well, I mean, it just didn't. It was funny because everybody in that stadium wearing red was absolutely ready to pucker. The Colts just didn't give them much of an opportunity to have to face the puckering. They were ready for it. I mean, they felt that it was going to happen. They were prepared for it, but the Colts just didn't have enough to give them that feeling.
No question. I mean, I was shocked the way that their defense stymied the Colts all game long.
Yeah.
I mean, the Colts just couldn't get past their front four. I mean, consistent pass rush. They had 3 sacks. They had 5 batted balls down at the line of scrimmage. I mean, the Colts did make some plays in the second half against their secondary, but yeah, I was not expecting the Colts, on the first drive to get a tackle for loss and a bad down pass, and then, Eric Ebron drops a pass. It was just kind of that kind of game, symbolically the rest of the day. But credit to their defense because coming in, it's kind of like what the Colts did to them about a decade ago. Statistically, the Colts weren't very good on defense, but they shut down the run in that game, made some game-changing plays. The offense did just enough, but. Weather depending, you got to like the Chiefs in that game coming up on Sunday against the Patriots in the AFC Championship game.
They had a lot of offense, and the thing that you really, I thought, saw in that stadium, and you saw it as well, was the complete lack of separation that anybody Colts offensively got. I mean, there was nothing happening out there. And then while they were doing that, I mean, they they got after and made Luck nervous, and D Ford did what D Ford has been doing, and Justin Houston was a part of that too. Jones was the part of that. They were able to, very Colts-like to me. I mean, able to put that pressure on and help out that secondary while making you try to play a great deal of catch up that the Colts are not going to be worthy of doing.
Yeah, it was a very unlike Colt performance. I mean, it was really unlike anything we had seen dating back to October 14th when the Colts had only lost one game. They had won 10 of 11 going into that game. It's just unfortunate that to a man, they would probably tell you they didn't put their best foot forward in that game. I don't know if the field or the cold had much to do with it, or just if it was just a bad scheme going up against the Kansas City Chiefs for whatever reason. But like I said, there's so much to like here. I mean, you were kind of, I hate the term house money, but after a 1-5 start, that's kind of what it was, because making the playoffs after a poor start like that, it's kind of like gravy on your mashed potatoes. So there's tons to look forward to going forward with this team. All the salary cap, the 9 draft picks, plus you've got free agency to deal with. You're going to have, guys, over 30 players had their first playoff experience. I mean, that's invaluable going forward. Plus, it looks like Andrew Luck's just going to keep getting better and better, and sky's the limit for him, which is scary. So it's so much fun right now to be a Colts fan, and anticipation is high for 2019 when there's going to be expectations unlike this past season.
There's no doubt about that. And he's the play-by-play voice, announced today, Matt Taylor, on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Friends, colleagues, friends first, colleagues second, but I could not be more proud of you, man. Seriously.
No,
could not be more
appreciate
proud.
I look back on our time together very fondly. You're still a friend. We talk all the time, so I can't thank you enough, Tony. You're right there with you. I'm right there. You're right on the top of the list.
Even though you befouled the photo booth at Matt's wedding reception, Tony. Even though you did that, all right, you're still right there with us, Tony.
You got to get over that, John.
I can't get over that. It's kind of weird and hilarious at the same time. I can't get over that.
That was almost 7 years ago.
Was it 7 years ago?
It's 2012, yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I'm so old. Hey,
I know.
Congratulations. Call in anytime.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's Matt Taylor, friend of ours and the play-by-play voice moving forward of the Colts. So I shouldn't bring that up. Is it like a time limit now? 7 years is too long?
I mean,
putting a time limit on stuff?
I can call some people and get some good stories on you if you want me to.
No doubt about that. Maybe 7 years is a time limit should be had there, I guess. Hey, Pacers later on tonight. Get the Sixers here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. That's a prime timer on TNT. J. Michael, bottom of the hour. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the prior matchups with the Sixers. Victor Oladipo's words earlier this week about beating playoff teams, and if the Pacers need to do anything prior to the trade deadline. Now, before we take a break, Ron is at 239-1070. Ron, hello. How are you? Ron, are you there? All right,
yes.
Ron, go ahead, Ron.
I'd like to know why the Pacers games can't be home games and playoff games be home games, but yet the fantastic Colts can have home games, local channels, and playoff games, local channels. Maybe you can explain that.
I would be glad to, but I just haven't the foggiest idea what the hell you're talking about, Ron. Help me out here. What are you talking about?
I think he wants to know why national TV games. The NFL has a contract with NBC, CBS, and Fox. So on the local basic channels, you're going to get those. The NBA only has an agreement with ABC that starts this Saturday night. So that's why the Pacer games that are national televised on TNT, since there's no really connection with any of the NBC, CBS, Fox local affiliates, they don't take the national TV games and play them on. Now, if it was a playoff game that was on ESPN, RTV6 might pick it up. But since it's just a regular season game, it's TNT, and I don't think they offer up the rights for the local TV channels to buy it.
So what do you think the senior citizens that want to watch this game are going to do if they can't afford cable TV?
They're going to tune in right here to your home of the Indiana Pacers, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
So now I get what you're getting at now. I didn't get at originally what you're talking about there.
You guys are a friggin' joke.
We are?
What am I a joke? What did I do? You hung up on me before I could call you a jackass. Wait a minute. Call back. What do you want me to do? I can't help. What the hell you want me to do? Here's what I want you to do. Go out and just pirate it some way, Ron. All right?
Yeah, because he seems like the guy that would know how to pirate something,
or
John.
Get some damn basic cable or something. I don't know. What do you want me to do? I can't help you, Ron. Ron, call back. I got to call you a jackass and then hang up on you. Wait a minute here. He was on hold for. Did you do that on purpose? Is that purposely done right there?
You know what, John?
Listen,
look, here's the deal.
No.
I'm about tired of you blaming me for everything.
Let me finish, because it was a little suspicious that Ron hung on as long as he did. I couldn't understand a damn thing he was talking about, and then you just kind of swoop in with all the information.
Why? Because I could hear him?
You knew vividly. Well, I could hear him too, but he didn't make any damn sense.
He didn't, but I kind of got the gist of it.
And then you swoop in with the information right there. What do you think? Austin, I think that was a planted call right there.
You know, you sit here and you act like I'm this enemy of yours and just set you up for stuff.
And then I'm a joke at the end. Well, he did say you guys, so I guess plural. We're both jokes. So we're jokes because Ron doesn't have cable. What the hell you want me to do, Ron? I'll run over to your place and I'll install cable.
Guys, you're a friggin' joke.
He said that was effing there. He tried to drop an F-bomb on me. Call back, Ron. I got to call you a jackass and hang up on you. Tony set that. I got set up there. There's no way he stays on that long.
Okay, just because I was going to set you up with Pat McAfee the other day doesn't mean I'm going to set you up with some guy who doesn't know what's going on in Broad Ripple.
So that's the other thing, too. Somebody named Pat Gorman called up, and I didn't get to it in time. They ended up hanging up, but apparently that was McAfee. That was McAfee, and he planned a call with McAfee?
Well, and that was right when you were like, oh, hey, answer the phone, so they could sit on hold for a half hour.
Connecticut water question of the day. Was that a Tony Donahue planted call right there?
Is the Connecticut water question all day about me setting you up for things?
Connecticut water question of the day.
Well, he wanted to know Joel Embiid stats against Pacers, and now Drunk Ron calls in.
Suspicious. Oh, yeah. Tony doing it right with Marty Brenneman and Matt Taylor and Robbie Hummel, and then leaving Ron on hold for 45 minutes. Having the information. I couldn't even understand what the hell he was talking about. You swoop right in with the info. Yeah. Connecticut water question of the day. That a planted call or not? Other side, you guys, Jay Michael, bottom of the hour, Mike Chappell on the 5. Matt Painter is going to call in at 5:30. Back with you next.
Guys, you're a friggin' joke.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Is buying a new home your 2019 New Year's resolution? We'll make that dream come true at thehomeloanexpert.com. We'll get you pre-approved the day you call in, lower mortgage rates, and we can close in as little as 14 days without all those headaches and hassles. Find out why so many of the area's top realtors trust the Home Loan Expert team. Get pre-approved today. The 5-minute loan approval only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
No problem. Erectile dysfunction? No problem. Premature issues or low testosterone? No problem. We can help. In just one visit to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic, we can treat your erectile dysfunction or premature issues. It's what we do. All day, every day. Stop waiting. Stop being disappointed in your love life. Take action. The doctors at the Indianapolis Men's Clinic offer the latest solutions for male performance issues, and you'll see results in your first visit, or there's no charge. Call 999-9000 to meet with our licensed providers no matter your age or your conditions. Diabetes, no problem. High blood pressure, no problem. Prostate cancer or low testosterone are causing your issue? No problem. We can help. Call Indianapolis Men's Clinic now to schedule your consultation at 999-9000. 999-9000. That's 999-9000. Online at indymensclinic.com, and be sure to ask about their amazing priapus therapy, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic, your key to a better life.
An unreliable network can cost you money. That's why you need Comcast Business. Our gig speed network is fast, And we go beyond fast with the complete reliability of 4G LTE backup, which means that even if something like construction knocks out the power, you can still upload that presentation and not take a hit to your company's bottom line. For a limited time, switch to Comcast Business and get an amazing deal on fast, reliable internet. Get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for EcoBill and automatic payment. Just one more way Comcast Business goes beyond other providers. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Offer ends 1/30/119. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra. Subject to change. Connection Pro backup limited up to 6 hours. Requires Comcast Business Internet. Offer price requires EcoBill. Pay for this billing and auto pay through Comcast Business My Account.
How much do you need to save for retirement? Hi, I'm Rick Edelman, founder of Edelman Financial Engines. The question's simple, but the calculation can be complex. How much you need to save for retirement depends on how much income you want, what outside sources you'll have, like Social Security and pensions. And here's the good news. You don't have to guess. We can give you the answer. For more than 32 years, we've shown people just like you how much you need to save for retirement and how to invest it. And now's your chance. Call us for the personal financial advice and investment management services you need with local offices to serve you. At Edelman Financial Engines, we're happy to help you whether you have a little to invest or a lot or anything in between. Come see why thousands of folks just like you rely on Edelman Financial Engines. Call us at 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com.
Hey, it's JMV. If you're thinking about improving the quality of water in your home, be sure to visit Connecticut at the Indianapolis Home Show at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, January the 18th through the 27th. No matter what your concern, Connecticut will get it done. The Connecticut booth is $81.35, and they're offering huge specials on water softeners, drinking water stations, and you will only get these deals at the show. So if you plan to attend the show, visit ConnecticutIndy.com first to get your tickets at a special discount. And all the details right now, ConnecticutIndy.com.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. At Cordell & Cordell, we encourage our clients to participate, to recognize how essential their role in this process is. They've got to be willing to help us help them. And by working jointly in a sort of partnership, we're more likely to get the best possible outcome for our clients. And that's really the standard that our clients can fairly hold us to, is what is the best possible outcome for them. So clients who are facing divorce need to recognize that for them to succeed, they need a partnership between them and their attorney.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 317-322-0122 or visit online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis. Cordell & Cordell, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Hey, it's Dan Dockage for Body Sculpt RX. It's a new year, and you want to lose weight, look, and feel better. I've had great results from Body Sculpt RX. Now I'm doing Cool Sculpting. Cool Sculpting is the #1 non-invasive lipo procedure in the United States, and it reduces fat from areas that working out and diet can't get to. People, let's get rid of love handles, double chins, and, of course, bellies. Cool Sculpting at Body Sculpt RX was easy, didn't hurt, no downtime. I was even reading while getting my fat frozen off. The certified medical staff at Body Sculpt RX. Go see them for your free consultation.
The Pacers take on the Philadelphia 76ers Thursday night on national television. Show the nation your Pacers pride. Get your tickets today at Pacers.com. Pacers 76ers Thursday at 7.
With a little over a month before the All-Star break, the Pacers have proven they can hang with the best in the NBA. Injuries haven't slowed down the blue and gold, and they continue to prove to the rest of the league what we already know in Indiana. Next up, the 76ers are in town to take on the Pacers tonight at 6:30.
The other end, it's Bogdanovich with a 3 out of the
Hear every play of every game on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. Your home for Pacers basketball. The Ride with JMV.
Well, what's your favorite subject?
Poetry.
Really? Well, maybe you can help me straighten out my Longfellow.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Yeah, what a big day so far. Robbie Hummel, Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor was announced as the Colts play-by-play man today, officially with the gig. Robbie Hummel, the Big Ten Network, and ESPN, a little college hoopage. Matt Painter's going to join us, the head coach of the Boilermakers, at 5:30. Mike Chappell's in here at 5. What else we got for you? Oh, yeah, Marty Brenneman called in the show a little bit earlier. His 46th and final season of play-by-play on the radio for the Reds this year. Marty is on a Reds caravan going south with our guy Tucker Barnhart, and Tucker handed him the phone. Marty was awesome. That was one of the thrills of my career right there, if you couldn't tell. One of the thrills. And then Ron calling in is one of the thrills of my career, too. The effing joke says that's one of the thrills of my career right there. Easily.
Which one are you going to go to, John?
Wait a minute. Oh, you got to be kidding me. All right. I flipped a coin. Montana Slim is at 239-1070. Hello, Slim.
Oh, that's Montana Slim.
That's what I just said, Montana Slim.
Okay. I haven't heard much in the conversation in the last couple of days about Chester Rogers. What's your thought on whether or not he should be down the road, or whether he should be an integral part of the equation?
I'm thinking right now that there are two wide receivers presently on the team that, to me, and I'm talking about guys we saw, I'm not bringing in Reese Fountain or anything, but two guys that absolutely should be a part of it, at least to me next year, is T.Y., and I think that Dontrell Inman has earned his spot. I think everything else at that position is open for debate.
Yeah. I started watching him when he was returning kickoffs and punts. And the guy he didn't like to get hit, and he'd run out of bounds, and he couldn't catch a damn thing. And he got better as the season went along.
Yeah, he had some moments. He did. I'm not firmly against it, but that's just a position I think you're going to have, especially at the top level at that position. A great deal of change for the better here, and I've been lobbying on that for the past couple of days.
Yeah, I think you got to get somebody in that's not only great but tough. When you're going up against some of the better defenders in this league, you have got to be tough.
Why are we calling you Montana Slim? What's behind the name here?
I was a disc jockey for 30 years out in Montana.
What was your format?
We had a country. I owned a country station and a rock station.
So, what were the years? I'm going to try to figure out in my mind here what was going to be the popular tunes on your country and rock station in Montana. What years are we talking about?
Well, it goes way back. It goes back to 1968.
Right.
From 1968 to 1999.
Wow. Montana Slim. That was your radio name out there, huh?
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, did you call in Monday?
Yeah, I called in Monday. I left the name Steve.
No. Montana Slim's better. Go with that from now on. Steve, don't worry about that.
Yeah, I got hanging for 45 minutes, and I got up too close to Coach Venturi, and you dumped me. 45 minutes, man.
Do you think that is that a blank move by me? Is that
No.
All right.
No, I know what it's like. It's there's a lot of pressure there to try to get callers in and get your important people on the air.
Montana Slim, it's a delicate balance around here, brother. It is.
It is. I know.
Call it any time, Montana Slim. You got to be Montana Slim for the show. I think we all need nicknames for the show. Montana Slim. I can go by the effing joke. That's classic. Ron ain't got no cable, and Ron is irate over it, and it's my fault. I'm sorry, Ron. Ron can't get TNT, and that's all. Hey, I got to call it. You know what I'm going to do? I got to call JMV. I can't get TNT, and it's his fault. Awesome. J. Michael in a second. The delicate balance continues right here. I'll tell you what, though, for Ron to get calls like that, I would help him. I would get him some TNT because that's classic right there. JMV, I'm going to go by Clemson Chris because I'm the only Tiger fan around here. I think we all should just go by nicknames from now on. That's fine with me. Nicknames. You want to see if J. Michael can hold off before we get to the top of the hour here, Tony?
I called him. He didn't answer.
Oh, well. What the hell? Chad Cummings says, can I be South Dakota Skip? I'm the joke. Play that again. You got that handy? Ron's phone call?
Guys are a friggin' joke.
Cameron! You got to come up with a nickname here, Cameron. Cameron's just not bold enough.
I don't know. I just know I won't call you an effing joke on this phone call, so you don't have to worry about that.
Go ahead.
All right. So I think last week I was hearing you guys talking about like our biggest needs in this draft and this off season for free agency, and you guys were mentioning like wide receiver and running back, and I think that'd be like great. Even though I'm fine with like Marlon Mack, but I think we do need another playmaker on for our wide receivers. But I think our biggest like priority should be pass rusher for me because we just look lost. We looked lost on that on Saturday against the Chiefs.
And I've said this all along, and people think that I'm trying to derail this building process here, and I'm not. I'm just saying that you're in a position right now where you can afford to go out and you can tap the resources of what you have built through selections and cap space to go out and get somebody that is equal to or maybe a little bit better than T.Y. and really make something out of that position. I think to move forward in a league that's all about the offense, again, the final four teams, top four in offense, the fifth were the Colts, to get to that higher level, you start at wide receiver offensively, and that would be my path, and I'm not trying to, again, derail the whole rebuilding or the continued building process that this team is on.
Yeah, right. I agree with you, though.
Cameron, anything else?
Nope. Just wanted to hear your opinion on that.
Awesome, brother. Thank you. JMV, happy hour starts early at Ron's house. I've told you this before. Drunk callers are better.
He does live in Broad Ripple, he said, so.
My man can't get TNT, and he's not happy at me about it at all. I would have to agree with him. I wouldn't be happy with me either if I couldn't get TNT.
Me up, Tony.
I don't know. Even Austin over here thought something fishy was going on around here. JMV.
Hey, Ron's back. Hold on, Ron. We'll put you right on. Keep it clean. Ron's pissed.
Ron's back again?
You told him to call
I
in.
guess I did. All right. This is Ron on line 2 here?
Yep.
Ron, you're back. Hey, Ron, it's the ride with the effing joke here. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fine. I think you are a real joke. The problem is, it's not people not having satellite cable or whatever you want to call it. It's people that are on fixed incomes.
I completely understand that. I don't know. Why is that my fault? Why is that my fault?
Get out of your ass.
Well, I can't. I can't help it. My head's always in my ass, Ron.
Oh, he hung up.
Again, it's not my. I'm sorry for that. It's not my fault.
Yeah, and you guys want me to screen these calls? Hell no.
I will say this about Ron. Ron, his in-call game is 100%, Tony. I mean, seriously. Play back the in-call just now. His in-call game is superior than anybody we've ever had on here before.
Wait, which part do you want?
I want the second, the in-call,
well, hold on,
about where my head is right now.
2 seconds.
Where my head is located. And I can't really help. I mean, it's there a lot. I'll be the first one to tell you. Ron is mad at me. Listen, I don't come up with these deals. I don't. I don't have any. I have nothing to. I have zero to do with it. His in-call game is spectacular, though. It absolutely is. No, listen. If you're going to come up with nicknames, by the way, some things I'm not going to go. I'm not calling everybody that calls 239-1070 joining us now moist. I know you guys want me to say it. We all get, but I can't. Your nickname cannot be moist. All right. Here's
go.
Ron and Broad Ripple's end game phone call is superior.
need
I
to
completely
wake up.
understand that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Why
well,
is
you
that
need
my
to
fault?
wake up
Why is that my
and
fault?
Get your head out of your ass.
Well, I can't. Good luck with that. It's been there since 1969. I mean, at some point, I just leave it.
You guys are a friggin' joke.
What am I going to do? My head's been there for 49 years. What do you want a guy to do? There's no way. This is so fishy here. Fishy. Quick one. We'll come back. We'll see if we can locate Jay Michael. Top of the hour, Mike Chappell, Matt Pater, Boilermaker head coach at 5:30. You know what? The day the show started out great, I got one of my heroes, the great Marty Brenneman, calls in, and now this. It's fishy. Really fishy. Back with you next.
Head out of your ass.
Experience the very best of the city at Indianapolis Monthly's Best of Indy Bash, Thursday, January 24th at the Willows on Westfield. Register to win your tickets now, 1070thefan.com.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
Want to know where the Fan will be in 2019? Check out where we'll be all year long under the events tab at 1070thefan.com. The 2019 Circle City Donut Dash 5K, hosted by Teachers Treasures, is Saturday, February the 16th. Register to run an India's Tastiest 5K online now. And don't forget the Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow the Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com.
The Indy Golf Expo is January 18th through 20th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Get top golf credit and 5 rounds of golf while they last, presented by the Indy Star. Get fitted with Club Champion, shop the sales, play the Central Indiana Chevy Dealers long putt, get lessons and golf stretch with Massage Envy at the Golf Expo, January 18th through 20th at the State Fairgrounds. Sponsored by 107.5 FM and 1070 The Fan, U.S. Senior Open, Saddlebrook Golf Club, Boilermaker Golf Complex, and Belterra Casino Resort. Details, ingolfexpo.com.
So, you're a small business owner, but from where you sit, there's nothing small about it. What you provide could be provided by others, and if they're bigger, they have more capital and more employees. But what you have is the ability to adapt even at a moment's notice. Teltec, Indy's local phone service provider, has that same ability. You see, they can give you the service you need as you need it, whether you're a business of 100 or just one.
This is Troy Brassell. If you're mobile, then Teltec can set up your cell so your caller ID shows the number of your business, keeping your personal cell phone number personal.
Some restrictions do apply, and unlike large impersonal phone service providers who can only provide their product, Teltec has the ability to choose from all carriers. Teltec can give you the ability to flip on service from another provider, and the business of you doing business keeps going. Call right here in Indy at 317-390-8585. Teltec, matching local business with the service they need to compete with the larger companies at a smaller price.
35 degrees, 10 degrees, 4 below. 3 reasons why you need a reliable furnace this winter. Hi, I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. Call 1 Hour today and we'll set you up with a reliable new furnace for about the same price per day as a fancy cup of coffee. Call us now at 855-1-HOUR.
Comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. License 8001-0668.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday, and I want to tell you what to do if you ever have a fire or flood or mold damage at your home or place of business. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup. I can tell you firsthand that their customer service and response time is second to none in Indiana. So if you ever have an unexpected fire or flood like I did, call the only Indianapolis restoration company that I used in my home. Call More Restoration or visit morerestoration.com. And hey, tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
Hey! Okay, big announcement. We are coming to you this summer for the Cranges Summer Spectacular. These are huge shows where you can bring your whole friends and family, tons of activities, special guests, and of course, you get to see the 4 of us perform live.
It's going to be spectacular, as the name says. If you want tickets, you go to thetenderloins.com.
It's not to be missed.
True TV and Practical Jokers, the Cranges Summer Spectacular, starring the Tenderloins. August 11th, Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Part of the Coors Light Concert Series.
Hey, Royal Spa is a place, wintertime, is a great time to get relaxed in your Royal Spa hot tub. The world's greatest hot tub, manufactured with your specifics, exactly what you want in mind, and you can use it year-round. And it is a special time this time of year to have that bad boy out there, too. I mean, you go through the day, you got guys calling you, saying stuff about you, too, right? I mean, you go from, hey, I got a great guy on I haven't talked to in a long time, and he's stepping away, to now a guy calling you names. And it's been a day, right? What do? You go in, go home, get in your Royal Spa hot tub, and you just sit there and take a soak. Take a soak. Relaxation is just a Royal Spa hot tub away. 3 locations to serve. They manufacture it for you on the south side. Tell Bob Dapper and Derek and the gang down there that I sent you. 37 in Epler, US 36 in Avon, northeast side off of Pendleton Pike. If you've had a day and you need a soak, like me, if that old bod needs a soak, it's a Royal Spa hot tub for you. Online with gazebo, swim spas, and more, royalspa.com. It's Royal Spa.
Hey there, it's Stan Dockage. I'm a diehard Pacer fan, and when it comes to choosing a bank, I chose Key Bank, the official banking home of the Indiana Pacers. They've always got their eye on the financial ball to make sure I'm making progress every play. Key Bank, use the red key. Key Bank is member FDIC.
In 2018, Hero.Loan was the fastest-growing VA loan program in the nation. Get pre-approved today with our 5-minute loan approval, only available at Hero.Loan.
The Ride with JMV.
I think this situation absolutely requires a really futile and stupid gesture be done on somebody's part. We're just the guys to do it.
On FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
All right. This date, 1998. I think a lot of you all know this, right? We have golf passes to give away. Tony, right? Golf show passes. Give a couple away to somebody who knows who this group is. Number 1 song. This is it, too. I know everybody's out there laughing, right? But it just occurred to me as we were re-entering here.
What a band name.
Name of the band to Tony Donahue right now. First couple, and you don't have to come on the air with me here. First couple that can name the band.
It's Savage Garden, so just call in and get tickets. Oh, it's already set up.
You just ruined
the
bit. You just
up.
See.
Oh, you sounded like
you just ruined the bit. You just ruined the bit.
Everybody knew who it is.
Not 5 people out there that know who the hell Savage Garden is. No, people out there are ready to hear some Metallica, Van Halen, Motley Crue re-entries, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Nirvana. And I throw at them Savage Garden because on this date in 98, it had the number 1 song, this being it, Truly Madly Deeply, as a game to give them some golf show passes, and you ruined it.
Yeah, because people are calling in.
Just call in and tell Tony Savage Garden that you're going to get some golf passes, all right? It's going to be a great time.
Got it.
Golf show passes for you. This is awful, by the way. Awful. There's nothing good about this. Jeff Hansen writes this. Now in the JMV, head in your ass hotline. JMV, between the Silence and the Lambs edition of Drop Off Line Sports and now Ron and Montana Slim, you're on a roll. Yeah, I did Drop Off Line Sports this morning, and I was just basically showing everybody what I had in the truck console. Can you guess what I had in the truck console this morning? It was a big deal.
Like, am I guessing one item, or am I guessing?
No, multiple.
Are we talking like the center console, or are we talking?
We're talking, yeah, center, and because I've been John D'Armelio, who's a friend of mine. He details my vehicles all the time, and he's awesome at doing. I'm trying to get him set up with a business of vehicle detail because he does great work. John D'Armelio at Methodist Sports Medicine. He's
great guy,
a physical trainer, a great guy, and is great at vehicle detail. And he just did the Tundra. And I was just explaining folks things that were in the console right now. You know one automatically because I talk about it all the time.
Oh, your hearing aids?
My hearing aids are in the console.
Yeah. It's exactly where they should be, right?
You want to know what else we found?
Hold on. Gum?
Gum was not in the console.
Oh, that's... I should...
All right. Here's what else we found, Tony. You ready?
I don't...
CBD oil rub-on.
Wow.
Was in the console.
You got any
I had
cologne in there?
There's some cologne in the console. What's it called? Mont Blanc or whatever? In Southern Indiana, I call it Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc.
Thought you were a Jacquard guy. Was I wrong?
Oh, here's what else was in the console this morning. Teeth. Blake's teeth were in the console.
Wow.
Blake's teeth were in the console. And I believe there was a box of Cialis in the console.
What?
Yeah, somebody gave it to me.
No, they didn't.
Somebody gave me, it was in the console. Yes, it was in there.
Nobody gives another man Cialis.
Oh, listen,
what kind of people are you hanging out with?
You'd be surprised.
No.
Four things in the console this morning. Top 4 things.
Now, have you...
Drop Off Line Sports. Every morning between 8:30 and 9 a.m. is when we try to go Drop Off Line Sports. And that was without my daughter, obviously, there.
Who gave you Cialis?
Dr. Dave did.
Did you ask for it?
Yeah. I mean, it was just, hey, whatever.
So, is your wife going to bake him a cake? Sorry, I had to. You set that one up way too
It was
easily.
in there. It's not been used, but it was in there. Just in case. All right, 239-1070. Pacers, Sixers, big game later on tonight. Hopefully you could track down Jay Michael. I'm sure they're probably meeting with Nate McMillan right now. At any rate, TNT broadcast tonight, and Jack is at 239-1070. Jack, go ahead.
Hey, JMV, I just want to say congratulations on the great promo and re-entry material that Ron just gave you guys.
Yeah, he did.
Man, that is awesome. And just for him, I think I'm going to go home and watch TNT every night for the rest of the week. So, Ron, I hope you're listening, dude. Hey, you guys have a good night.
Jack, thank you. Kevin's at 239-1070 next. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, I just explained. You guys are great. You explained about the basketball and about football and everything. Now, just give it a little insight about Ron. I don't know Ron. I think he doesn't know how to express himself too well. But,
and that's okay too, because I don't take it the wrong way. I mean, he was legit. To me, he was legit mad, and that I can understand. So, and I have no problem with that. So.
Yeah, I don't think you were set up either. I think he was a 1070 true fan.
I think he was too.
Yeah, and he actually probably was a little disappointed that he couldn't watch the game and turn the TV down and listen to the radio. That's the way I would do it.
Yeah, I got you.
But since you did offer TNT for him, you might want to hook him up.
I know. Well, if he called back and didn't call me a joke or a hit up my ass, I probably would help him out there a little bit. Kevin, thank you for the call. Appreciate that. Top of the hour, Mike Chappell, CBS 4 and Fox 59. We'll see if he likes my 3-point Colts off-season plan. Bottom of the hour, Matt Painter, head coach of the Boilermakers, will join us. Back with you next.
We bleed blue.
The character of your locker room matters. It matters.
We live and die with our team.
The level of disappointment and the level of care for each other, that's when you know you're getting it right.
They're growing.
Their ability to hold each other accountable.
Stronger.
What are you willing to struggle for?
Building toward a championship.
It's what brings the locker room together.
Your home of the Colts. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Head to Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge, with brews served at 29 degrees in ice-cold mugs and high-def screens everywhere. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
At Huntington, we're always looking out for you. So when our customers told us it can be tough to keep track of spending, we invented the self-driving grocery cart.
Wait, so what is this thing again?
It's my self-driving cart from Huntington.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It's a smart shopping cart that helps me stay on budget at the grocery store.
How's it do that?
Well, it's pretty simple. It makes sure everything I put in my cart keeps me on track. Watch. If I grab this really expensive bottle of olive oil and try to put it in the cart, it drives away. And when I put the olive oil down, pretty cool, huh?
What happens if I just toss the olive oil in real quick?
Like this. That happens.
So we simplified. Presenting Huntington Heads Up. You set the monthly amounts you want to spend on groceries, and we'll send a heads up to your phone to keep you on track. It's just one more way we're looking out for you. Huntington, welcome. Member FDIC. Carriers message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan Dockich here with Casey Marks of Crown Haven Wealth Advisors. Casey, tell us a little bit about Crown Haven Wealth Advisors.
We get that our clients are unique, so each client deserves a unique plan. You deserve more than an advisor's best guess. Crown Haven can guarantee your retirement future. With Crown Haven, your savings will never be eaten away by hidden fees or sales commissions, and you'll never have the chance of losing everything due to matters completely out of your control. You'll get a competitive return on your money without the fear of losing it.
Look, I know I sleep very well at night knowing that my money is safe and growing for a future that I and my family can truly rely on.
After all, Dan, this isn't just money. It's your life.
Do what I did. Put Casey to work for you by calling Crown Haven Wealth Advisors at 844-896-SAFE. That's 844-896-7233 or online at crownhaven.com.
Geico is hiring for sales. Potential for incentives of $5,000 every month. Associates average 3 promotions in the first year. No cold calling, paid training. No insurance experience needed. Visit geico.job/Indy to apply. How about a customer service job with great benefits? 6 paid holidays and 4 floating holidays per year. And if you do work a holiday, get paid double time and a half. Get out of retail, get into Geico. Visit geico.jobs/Indy to apply.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing. Steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
At the corner of Main and Monon, above Carmel's only high-end steakhouse, sits a bar that's so relaxing and scenic you wish it was just your little secret. The atmosphere is inviting, the environment controlled both inside and out, and the chef-prepared shareables are just as exciting and fresh as the wonderful tasting cocktail that breathes a uniqueness one can only call innovative. Welcome to 3 Up, above Anthony's Chop House, with rooftop views of Carmel, including the growing wall, the perfect selfie spot, easy parking, and weekly entertainment. 3 Up, Main and Monon, Carmel.
Dan Dockich here. I want you to start the new year off right with 2020 Vision from 2020 Institute. I've been telling you about my life-changing LASIK experience with 2020 Institute. It was really safe, it was painless, and it worked. 2020 Institute is a local company with a highly experienced local surgeon, Dr. Zay. This is one New Year's resolution you can keep, and it will change your life. Visit 2020 Indy now to book your complimentary consultation. That's 2020indy.com.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation. 999-9000.
Saturday's Lucas Oil Family Night with your Pacers. Family Night tickets start at $20 and include food, drinks, and free Pacers hat. Get your tickets at pacers.com/family. Pacers Mavs, Saturday at 7.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2,
W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis.
The Ride with JMV.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
And welcome back. Big show so far today. Robbie Hummel, podcast 1070thefan.com, former Boilermaker, Big Ten Network, and ESPN analyst. Matt Taylor got the gig today for real. He's the play-by-play voice of the Colts. Friend of ours joined us earlier. I was thrilled, absolutely thrilled. Tucker Barnhart called in and then handed the phone to one of my all-time heroes, the great legend Marty Brenneman, who's going to hang it up with the Reds as play-by-play man after year number 46 this year. It was awesome. You know, I was trying to explain that a little bit earlier to somebody via email about how it made me feel. It's funny. I had not been nervous doing this in forever. And what I mean by nervous is not nervous as you would normally think, and nervous and excited because Marty Brennaman has been a part of the fabric of my sports listening habits, one of my favorite teams since I was 4 years old. And yesterday we learned as he announced that he was going to retire, and he is one of the all-time greats. I'm not throwing around the legendary tag for nothing. He's one of the all-time greats right there. And they're on the Reds Caravan down in southern Indiana. I think they're near Madison is when they called me, but Tucker called in. I talked to him. He handed the phone to Marty Brennaman, and it was an instant classic. An instant classic. So, you know, if you're not a Reds fan and you go, hey, what's the big deal? Just know this. It was a huge deal to me. Huge deal. That podcast is up at 1070thefan.com. as well. And hopefully you listen to it regardless of your baseball affiliation. But he was awesome. Absolutely awesome. And it made my day. And then on the other end of it, Ron and Broad Ripple called in to rip me because he didn't have TNT and called me an effing joke and said I had my head up my ass, which I admitted to that. It's been that way since 1969, and there's really, at this point, I'm 49, there's not much hope it's ever going to come out of there. So that was also classic. It's been a great day here. Great day. Matt Painter, Boilermaker, head coach, bottom of the hour. Andy Moore, Automotive Group Hotline right now. From CBS 4 and Fox 59, our friend Mike Chappell joins us. It's been one hell of an eventful day for me around here. It has.
I'm looking forward to Matt Painter and I being able to lift the show to where it needs to be.
Ron called in and he called me some names. He was mad he didn't have TNT. So yeah.
That's your fault?
Listen, everything is. Come on now.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
Well, I've got a faucet in my kitchen that's running real slow. Can you come over and take care of that too?
I'll give it a try. Just give me a wrench and we'll give it a try.
I've tried using a wrench in plumbing, and it's not always a good thing to do. I always make it worse.
Yeah, there's no doubt. No doubt about that. All right, before we move forward and get into the offseason, and I've talked about so far this week what my plan would be. Clearly, they don't care what my plan might be. Maybe you do, but looking back at this season in all, the level of enjoyment it had to be a Colts fan, comparable to what season in the past since you've covered this team since they got here?
Boy, I don't know that I would put 2012. Maybe I would. I'd say 2012 and probably 99. To where you came from, really bad. In 98, we kind of saw the groundwork with Manning, and we thought it would certainly, we thought it would get to where it got to, but you saw the foundation in place. 2012, I don't remember that we thought, boy, this is Peyton's early years revisited, because the 99 season, you had some really, really good players with the Edgerins and all those guys. But I just think what we talked about, and I keep coming back to, we were concerned from looking in, how apathy was growing. And when you lose the fan base, it's hard. It takes time to get it back. And they got it back. That's, to me, just, I don't say, I'm not a fan. We get paid whether they win, lose, or whatever. But it was just encouraging and interesting to see how they grew and how the fans and how Central Indiana sort of re-embrace these guys. And that's what you want from a sports and a media standpoint, is when the community reconnects with the franchise, it lifts up the entire community when your team's winning. It just does.
That's
one of the values.
And then to counter that,
of having that,
Mike, the past 3 years, I mean, it's been tough on everybody.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why you can see that last year when you don't have luck, so you've got a built-in excuse, I guess. But prior to that, they were just losing a portion every year of the fans' support. They just were. The fact that they had that one time they had the big waiting list and all that for season tickets, and that sort of diminished and all that. And I just think with what they're building, and we'll see if they can sustain it, because let's keep in mind, people were pretty enthused in 2012, and they had a general manager named Executive of the Year, and you had the quarterback and all this, and they had success, and then they simply couldn't sustain it. The whole thing's about sustaining success, and this seems to be, it's always kind of dangerous when you're in the moment. You always think this is the best time. But this appears to be on better foundation than it was back then. There's not as much reliance on free agents, on high-end free agents. We could argue whether they need to be more active or not more active, but on the higher end of things this coming off season. But I just think with the fact that they've had two pretty good drafts, and you've got the offensive line fixed, now it's fixed, not 2 years ago when Jim Irsay said it was fixed. So there's reasons for optimism to where maybe in the past there wasn't quite as much reason.
Mike Chappell's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. All right, I think you know where I stand on this, but we'll talk about it anyway. Do you think that, obviously the plan so far, their path, their blueprint is working? They have put themselves, however, in a situation where, if you wanted to make a big move, to get somebody like I believe, you need a game-breaking type of wide receiver opposite of T.Y. Hilton that you could do and not necessarily have to just lean financially on trying to bring somebody in that's not at that level, by the way, with the free agent list that you have at that position, where, you can maybe go off the board or the plan a little bit and try to bring somebody in via a trade, something like that. Do you think that the success of especially the 2018 draft would lead Chris Ballard to the direction where we got to continue this, or would lead him down the path of, well, because we did this right, we now are afforded the opportunity to go out and make something big happen in the offseason? What do you think?
Well, you didn't mention Antonio Brown, but is that what you're talking about?
Well, of course. That or anything. Any type of deal. I brought up A.J. Green the other day just for the heck of it as well. I brought up Stephon Diggs. I brought up anybody that I think would be equal to and certainly better than, and no disrespect to T.Y. Hilton on the opposite side, to make this offense where it needs to go, because the final four teams that are left right now, the top four teams offensively, the Colts are the fifth, and they are out. I think you're going to have to raise your game offensively, and that's where I would start.
Well, if not raise your game, certainly stay where it's at. If you're fifth, you want to get better. And someone always used to say you're either getting better or you're regressing. You never stay the same. So we had this discussion last year, and I haven't changed. They need a big time number two receiver or a one to go with their one. They just do. The free agent market doesn't really offer that. Was it Golden Tate and Randall Cobb and
Larry Fitzgerald?
Like
yep.
Yeah, but and I wouldn't mess with that because he's got another year to go, and I don't think that would serve a purpose.
Yeah, I would agree with you. See, I'm not down with the free agent list. That's why I think that you've put yourself in a position where you can make something happen, and I hope that they do.
Well, but let's say you trade. Let's say you trade for Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
And you give up a one.
Right.
And then the problem is, I went back and looked at his contract. I believe he's under contract for 3 more years, I think, or maybe 3 more years at $12 million a year. Well, he's not going to play for $12 million a year, so you're going to have to trade for him, redo his contract. I think he's 29 or 30. Are you going to pay him $60 million? I don't know. And I don't know that I would do that, because then you get into all this of what the baggage is. And there's baggage. There simply is.
And I would agree, but at the very least, you investigate it to the fullest, don't you, if you're in their position right now? There may be deal breakers in this. I do recognize that. But you have to me, try to go at it. Because the expectations are going to be raised, and we all know the NFL is all about it's like 85% offense, and the rest is about defense, just making a play here or there to get you through. And I just think it's necessary.
If you want to make the old cannonball splash off the top, off the high board, you get Bell and you get Brown, and then what do you got? So, But I just don't think they do that. I do wish the free agent market was better because I think they're in position to do that. Although what Ballard told us on Monday, if you're listening, is we're going to stay the course. We're not going to go out and go crazy. You know, in my mind, what he would do is bring in the same type of players: Eric Ebron, Danico Autry, Jabal Sherritt, those kind of guys. And those are really good players. But generally, I mean, Ebron's 14 touchdowns would argue the point, but they're not difference-making, game-swinging players. Again, although I say Ebron did have that impact this year, and can you do that next year? I don't know. But I just don't see him doing that. One thing that he said that he was right on and people disagree with is that we haven't been active in free agency. They have. They've signed, I don't know, 10, 12 players the last 2 years in free agency. It's just been those mid-level guys. Jonathan Hankins got the really big contract. I think it was $16 million guaranteed. They just haven't gone after the mega guys on the first couple of days, the Norwells and people like that. The one thing that concerned me, what he said, and this is reinforcing the way they want to do things, is he said, well, would you like to have 3 really top-level wide receivers? Of course you would, you know, T.Y. and 2 other guys. But he said, you know, our coaching staff sort of has shown you can scheme to make guys effective and productive and all that. And you can say that they did it with Ebron and was it 13 receivers with touchdowns. My concern is you can only scheme so much. And then it is about talent. Then it is about receivers getting separation and winning one-on-ones. That's why I would, you know, you and I argued they needed to get a bigger name, a bigger quality receiver last offseason, which they didn't do. And the fact that they got 39 touchdowns out of Andrew Luck with the collection that they had speaks volumes of Luck. It speaks volumes of Reich and Sirianni. I just wish there was more top-end talent to go with T.Y. Hilton. You know, you're going to have Deion Kane come back from the ACL. What can you realistically expect in year 2 from a guy that missed all of year 1? So I think that's difficult to gauge. I think they take a receiver early in the draft. I really do. Whether it's round 1 or round 2, I think they do that. But it's the same concern we had last year. Top end receiver, top end pass rusher, and free agency is not going to really offer you either one.
Kevin sent me this tweet here. I'm going to read this to you, and we'll respond to it. Kevin says, JMV, your theory that the Colts need a second dynamic wide receiver is flawed by your own admission. Look at the teams left. None of them have 2 dynamic wide receivers. Kansas City is the closest, Kelsey, but the Colts have T.Y. and Eric Ebron. Well, they're each put together differently here, but to me, Kansas City, you have Kelsey at tight end. You have a complete joker who, to me, is as productive as you can find any other wide receiver in Hill. And you did have that high-level running back in Kareem Hunt until he went knucklehead and got kicked off the team and out of the league right now. So they're surviving without it. And they also went out and got Sammy Watkins in the offseason, who was top 3 on the list of available free agent wide receivers. So I don't think my argument is flawed there in trying to go next level by utilizing the means that you have, Mike.
Well, that's the thing. You've got, as they did last year, they've got the means to do whatever they want at whatever cost it would take to do it. I mean, they've got more cap space this year than they had last year, and they had, you know, $70-80 million last year to do it. And they've got an owner. You know, we've been here. Jim Irsay will pay whatever it costs to get whatever Chris Ballard wants. It's what has always been the case. And you know, we were joking in the media room recently that this is the dynamic where Jim Irsay is almost begging his GM, it seems, to bring in talent because I'll pay for this, that, and the other. And Chris Ballard has shown really good restraint by not overpaying for talent. Because more times than not, you overpay and you don't get what you paid for. And he understands that. And he also understands, and this is true too, that in the next 2 or 3 years, they're going to have some massive contracts to deal with. Costanzo, T.Y. Hilton, Andrew Luck, Ryan Kelly. So all these guys in the next 2 or 3 years you get to deal with. and to some degree you've got a budget for that. But on top of that, again, this free agent class, unless somebody's out there that will be out there we don't expect, I'm not sure who's going to merit the big pay. And whoever's at the top end of the free agent list, they're going to get matching numbers just because of supply and demand.
Yeah.
So if you got like a guy who grades out as a B and he's the only one out there, he's going to get paid A plus money. And that's what these guys have not done the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know that it's likely not going to happen, but being there, and this all comes from being there on Saturday and watching, what looked necessary for this team to get to that level versus a 1 seed, and in this case on Saturday in their building, because there was zero separation, basically until the Chiefs kind of backed off the pedal defensively a little bit, play the old Carolina four corners of college basketball-wise defensively. I mean, before that, there was no separation whatsoever, and T.Y. had the best season of his career. He was dinged up. Ebron dropped some passes. Running game got going because I thought the Chiefs kind of allowed the running game to get going to chew on that clock. And I just thought that it was evident that you need somebody T.Y. level or a little bit above on the other side at that position.
I don't disagree. And I think they're going to re-sign Vinatieri because, I was told they want him back and he wants to be here. So it's not going to be a massive. I would re-sign Dontrell Inman in a heartbeat, but isn't he your 3, or ideally your 4?
Yeah.
And then you see how Chester Rogers, how he fits in, or Pascal or whatever. But you need better top end of the depth at receiver. Other positions, I'm pretty satisfied with. Offensive line, although they went out on a bad note on Saturday. That was probably the most disappointing aspect to me, was the offensive line. But receiver, pass rusher, and corner, those to me are the 3 hot-button issues going into the offseason. And while they've got all this money to do what they want to in free agency, I just don't see how they're going to satisfy this fan base. Because I don't think there's marquee talent out there at all. From what you see. And second of all, that's not been these guys. I take Chris Ballard as his word. I don't think he's been blowing smoke at us.
I agree.
Come Mark, he's going to say, here's $60 million for this guy. I think that's until proven otherwise. I believe what he's telling me. I just think they're going to stay the course, and we can get tired of that phrase all we want, but they're going to go draft and they're going to go midline free agents and let these guys develop.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you on that. And then when you make the argument, and especially you can back it up with the executive of the year and where he brought this team talent-wise just by the draft and, meddling in free agency middle of the year with a guy like Dontrell Inman and the help that he provided and, resurrecting
Mike Mitchell. Yeah. There's 4 or 5 guys like that.
And say what you want about Ebron and the drops and not getting past the sticks on that first down catch. I mean, he's absolutely had his career resurrected here. So it's tough to argue. There's going to be, you said it earlier, the expectations are going to be so much larger this year. I don't know if you can get to that level without addressing what is an obvious need at that position. I just don't.
Well, and again, does he think that they can get that in the draft? I don't know. I don't know that you're going to get that top end immediate contribution at a wide receiver at 26. Unless you get lucky, you're not going to get a pass rusher to step in and give you that at 26. It just, those guys are like left tackles. They're top 10 is where you get them. And the issue with, can they get by, I hate to use that phrase, but can they get by at receiver? Well, they showed they can. Although, you'd argue Kansas City showed they can't. But keep in mind, T.Y., I hate to use the word dinged up on T.Y. He was more than dinged up. It was, I don't think we realized how much he was hurting over the last half of the season.
Agreed.
But at pass rush, who's in the pipeline? Who do you see? Danico Autry? I mean, who's
I think Tyquan Lewis is going to turn into something here. I do.
Yeah, but
I know what you mean.
Agree,
but I think he's going to turn into something.
I agree, but I'm not sure he's that 12 sack guy. I think he's going to be a really quality guy, and that's why I say they've got so many. To me, in my mind, so many really good mid-level players, even some high end of the mid-level. but it's still, this game is still about, Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. It's still about difference-making talent. Hey, D Ford, if the Chiefs let D Ford out of Kansas City, I'd pay him what he wanted, whatever he wanted.
He's getting franchise tagged like the bejesus. Yes.
And
now
he
is.
Clowning.
Yeah.
And same as Clowning, same as Lawrence. So unless you're John Gruden, you don't let these pass rushers go. So that's why the main concern to me, more than receiver, still is where is the pass rusher in the pipe. They did it by committee this year. They did it pretty well. Kenny Moore should not be your franchise leader in postseason sacks. You know what I mean? So I think they need to find a pass rusher, and they're so hard to find.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, D Ford does stick out. Those guys just never, ever make it to the market. That's why, I mean, in this era, you got to draft some. That's why I mentioned Tyquan Lewis. You got to draft somebody and hope that they end up turning into that person where you never again let them out on the free agent market, because they just rarely, if ever, become available.
Well, let's go down the list. Jerry Hughes, Bjorn Werner, Terrell Basham, and and we're certainly it's too soon to tell about Teray, but it's unless you're drafting high and you're really locked in on a guy, the Bradley Chubb type of guys, it's just hard to find one who emerges from the second or third round, because if they're that good, they go early.
Yeah, the thing I look at defensively, we had a long discussion on the way home from Kansas City over the weekend too, and the more I think about it, the more this is an accurate, to me, blueprint is to draft heavy defensively, and like the Colts have seen, I mean, have these guys materialize into something. And then defensively in the NFL, Mike, you just make a play here or there. I don't know if anybody's looking for an 85 Bears type of effort anymore. I think you're just almost looking to get by. It's like the Saints with Lattimore. They got him. He was, injured? They got him late, and, he makes a couple of picks. One was a huge play for them. They get by. It just seems like unless you're the Rams or, in this case, the Chiefs, and you have the opportunity to build because you have guys that are on rookie-scale contracts, and that time comes to an end too. It will with Goff. And it will with Mahomes, but right now you can afford to really address both sides of the football because of that. Other teams cannot, and, the Colts are kind of one of those teams. That's why I'm thinking you build a lot defensively through the draft and hope that those picks pan out, like we've seen Darius Leonard, for example, do so far.
Well, he told us again on Monday that offensive line, defensive line, that's where he wants to go, and I could see them going again heavy on defense. Again, you like the linebackers, but they're going to lose Al Woods, probably. Do you bring back Marcus Hunt, who's a really good – I still think he's a really, really good rotational player, but you need defensive line help. You need corner help. And what do you do with Clayton Gathers? If he and Hooker had a really hard time staying on the field, so this could – they got 9 picks. I think it's 4 in the top 90 or whatever it is. I think this probably will again be – or not again, but – this will be a defensive draft because you've got a couple of spots you need to address with higher draft picks.
Mike Chappell, CBS 4 and Fox 59. We'll certainly keep the conversation going now that we're settling into the off season. Always a pleasure. Enjoy the weekend shoveling your snow or whatever. All right,
oh, geez.
Around there.
Yeah, with 3 to 5 inches, I can handle that. When you get them to 6 to 9 inches, we need to tell Chris Wright and all those guys with the weather guys to keep that storm like north of I-70.
Well, and the problem is when you get where we are, like you're in Beech Grove and me further south, it gets less, but it gets heavier because it's got a lot of water in there too. So that's the problem.
I hear you.
So, always a pleasure, Mike. I appreciate it.
Talk to you later.
It's Mike Chappell, CBS 4 and Fox 59. Man, good day so far. I've got tickets for you to see The Who at Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. We'll give you a chance coming up here a little bit later on, maybe on Twitter. I'm not sure just yet. Either Twitter or the phones to see The Who, Roger Daltrey, and Pete Townsend at the check that, at Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center coming up in May. Should be a fantastic time. Your chance at tickets coming up. Other side, it's expected, the Boilermaker head coach Matt Painter will talk up Purdue, IU, Big Ten, and a lot more. And your calls at 239-1070. And the Pacers with a big TNT game later on tonight as well. Back with you next.
Dan Dockage here. Does your company need stronger talent to grow your business? Without the best talent, it's hard to win. Joe Huffine and Kingsley Rose are helping companies all over the country in multiple industries recruit top talent. Private equity firms, multi-billion-dollar firms, and small companies are hiring Joe Huffine and Kingsley Rose to build management teams, sales teams, operations, IT teams. Need a CFO? Sales leader or CIO? Visit kingsley-rose.com, one of the only retained search firms in Indianapolis, kingsley-rose.com.
Finally, The Who is moving on. Get set for a true Who experience like never before. Saturday, May 18th, Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey. Reserved seats on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. The Icons, the show, The Who. Moving on.
Guys, when you're dealing with ED issues, talking about intimacy can make you uncomfortable. So we'll use another word for intimacy, like football. Football! Look, you love football. Your wife loves football, and you both want some hot and sweaty football right now. But then fumble. Oopsie! And by fumble, I mean ED issues. You need to get to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic knows that erectile dysfunction is a serious issue that affects 50% of men. That's why they offer a comprehensive approach to battling ED, low T, and even PE, which is kind of like a false start. Penalty! Plus, a performance promise. If it doesn't work for you, you don't pay. Before you know it, you'll be back in the game with a touchdown! Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and book your $99 office visit today. Call 317-999-9000, 317-999-9000, or at indymensclinic.com.
Get up and go now so you can go tonight.
1 hour heating and air conditioning. Got to make sure. Here comes the cold temps. 2019, and the sting of the winter is just about here. And really, right now, you've probably already noticed whether or not your heating system is keeping up with things, right? Your energy costs are up, and maybe you're not as warm in your home as you should be. That's where you hire the experts to come in from 1 hour heating and air conditioning to check it out and see what is going on and to fix it. And in fact, right now, if you need a repair, $51 off of any repair right now with the experts of 1 hour heating and air conditioning. Don't go through the frigid temps that are on the way in the next 5 days without getting 1 hour heating and air conditioning over there to make sure everything is going to run right. And remember, $51 off of any repair. It's 1 hour heating and air conditioning, 855-1-HOUR today.
Hey, it's JMV. If you're thinking about improving the quality of water in your home, be sure to visit Connecticut at the Indianapolis Home Show at the Indiana State Fairgrounds, January the 18th through the 27th. No matter what your concern, Connecticut will get it done. The Connecticut booth is $81.35, and they're offering huge specials on water softeners, drinking water stations, and you will only get these deals at the show. So if you plan to attend the show, visit ConnecticutIndy.com first to get your tickets at a special discount. And all the details right now, ConnecticutIndy.com.
Comfort food is here at White Castle, the 99-cent Sloppy Joe slider. It's my slept past the alarm, was late for an interview, spilled coffee on everything, split my pants, broke my heel on the way to a concert that was actually yesterday, not today. Slider, the White Castle Sloppy Joe slider, topped with smoked cheddar cheese. The ultimate winter comfort food, only 99 cents for limited time. White Castle, now that's a bold move. While supplies last, tax not included, cheese is pasteurized process at participating castles.
It's another big sell-it week at Payless Liquors, and Charlie has the prices to prove it. Absolute Vodka in the 175 is just $25.99. Jim Beam 8-Star 175 is just $14.99. And Johnny Walker Red 175 is $33.99. Don't forget you can also get Goose Island 15-packs for $14.99 and Kendall Jackson Vintage Reserve Chardonnay $9.99 a bottle at Payless Liquors. 26 locations, open 7 days a week, and online at PaylessLiquors.com. Don't pay more, get more, and pay less at Payless Liquors.
It's Andy Moore Toyota in Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36, and it's JMV. You got to eyeball what you want online, AndyMooreToyota.com, and then go out there and see my friend Jeremy Wilson. Talk to Moose, the two Chris's, and Andrew about how you can get in the car, truck, or van of your choice. It's the absolute best because of the way that they deal with you. I'm telling you, you'll continue to go back to Indiana's best. It's Andy Moore Toyota in Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
Want to know where the Fan will be in 2019? Check out where we'll be all year long under the events tab at 1070thefan.com. The 2019 Circle City Donut Dash 5K, hosted by Teachers Treasures, is Saturday, February the 16th. Register to run an India's Tastiest 5K online now. And don't forget the Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow the Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com. Think you know Colts football?
57 yards.
But do you really know what's happening?
It's not just football season.
It's Venturi season.
This is Rick Venturi. I'll be breaking down the Colts play all season long on The Fan, presented by the District Tap, located on 82nd Street, just east of Keystone Crossing. 60 beers on tap and damn good food.
Catch the Coach with JMV Mondays, Wednesdays with Dan Takich, and Grady and Big Joe on Fridays. Presented each week by the District Tap. The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Big show today. Robbie Hummel a little bit earlier. Matt Taylor got the gig as the voice of the Colts. Mike Chappell moments ago, and Marty Brenneman called us. Marty Brenneman, the Hall of Fame Reds announcer, is going to hang it up after his 46th season at play-by-play. Marty called us from the road today. Which was awesome a little bit earlier. Podcast for everybody at 1070thefan.com. I'll be completely honest with you. Pacers get a big one tonight against the Sixers. It's on TNT. I'm getting somebody from the Pacers. I just don't know who it is right now. I'm assuming it's going to be somebody tomorrow. Somebody from the Pacers will be right here tomorrow, I guess. And maybe if they get the hell knocked out of them, nobody will be here tomorrow. But D. Benner's normally really good about that, too. Matt Painter in just a smidge. JMV. Can we get Ron to call back in again? Well, actually, Ron just called back in.
Well, he just did.
He was back. Ron was back on hold, and he raided for about 5 minutes and then bailed.
Tell JMV, man, and he don't want to talk to me. That's fine, man. But I'm real pissed off.
He is mad at Ron. Is mad at me. Ron's mad at me in Broad Ripple because he doesn't get TNT and because he can't watch the game. He is mad at me. What are you going to do? Barry Chipman asked this. Hey, JMV, was that the first time you've ever had a conversation with Marty Brenneman? It is not. I talked to him a while ago, but under the circumstances of him stepping away and what he has meant to me as a sports fan, a Reds fan growing up especially, that was a big deal for me. Give me a thumbs up whenever you think Matt's ready. Just check in with him, Tony. Make sure he's good to go here. Just give me a thumbs up if he is. But that was it's a big-time conversation for me a little bit earlier, which I thought was awesome. Yeah, Marty Brenneman, podcast, 1070thefan.com. Robbie Hummel is there as well, but on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, the head coach of the Purdue Boilermakers. Matt Painter joins us. Are you in a good sell area right now? Everything good?
Yes, everything's great.
How are things going up there? How was practice?
It was good. It was good. You know, you try to give them off as much as you can, but, you know, still try to stay on edge and trying to get things done. And after our game the other night, and they had Wednesday off, so sometimes coming back after a day off you're not quite as sharp. But, you know, we were good. We didn't go that long and went for about an hour and a half and, you know, got some stuff done, and we know we got a big game coming up on Saturday.
Travion Williams has put up some double-doubles for you. Did you expect him to be the factor that at least recently he has become for your team?
Well, the thing for him is he's very talented. He got hurt in his senior year in high school, gained weight, came in about 40, 50, 60, depending on who you want to talk to, you know, pounds overweight, has lost 40 pounds. I think he's got about 20 more to go. And just, you know, when you come into college and you're adjusting and and now you have to lose, you know, that kind of weight, it's a huge adjustment. And it's been really kind of one of those things where we've had other guys in those spots, and, you know, he's shown flashes, and you're like, man, like, he can really rebound. And, you know, when he gets it deep, you know, he can, you know, score the basketball. And so, you know, Boudreaux's went down, and, you know, and he kind of got some opportunities in a couple games, and he's made the most of it. And, you know, now he's one of those guys that, you know, when you get those opportunities, you produce. so many times guys sit on the bench and they're like, I can do the job here.
I think Matt Sell just crapped out. You still there, Matt? Sorry about that. I think we lost you for a minute. Go ahead. Yep. He's in a bad – I tell you what, Tony, I'll put that on hold. Just check with him right now. I think he's in a bad cell area. Of course, you got the Boilermakers and the Hoosiers coming up on Saturday. Get more about his team. Team coming off a win. Team looking better. Where they might be going right now as far as, becoming a better team. Being more consistent in the game. Give me a heads up whenever Matt's ready and in a better spot, and we'll absolutely do that. You mentioned guys that come in and guys have to become players as freshmen. How about guys that transfer in and try to become acclimated to the system as well? All right, Matt Painter rejoins us right now. You mentioned Evan, too. Does it take a while for guys? Is it quicker for guys that come in as freshmen or guys that have already played college hoop coming in and now on a different team to evolve where you want them to?
Yeah, the guys that have played before, that's been through it. Evan's somebody that's got his degree from an Ivy League school. He's played a couple years at Dartmouth, and so you've been through it before, and you've had that kind of realization. As coaches, we all really sell about the same things. We might go about it differently, but you're really trying to sell the same things. And sometimes when you're young, you don't realize what's important. What leads to winning. Do you play winning basketball? And he's a guy that's been through it before, and so that definitely helps. And but with that being said, production, getting out there and being productive is the best. Sometimes it takes guys a little bit longer than others, but I'll take talent over experience, but I'd rather have somebody. I'd rather have somebody with both when you just get down to it.
What type of seasons Carson Edwards having compared to what you thought? Same as, better than so far this year?
I think anytime you have the season that he did last year, he really had a stretch there for a month where he was fabulous, and he really played well. And we had a good group of guys, and we had experience around him. And now we had a lot of adjustment. There was nobody that was, starting with him that, had been a starter for a full year. Matt Harms has experience, Ryan Klein has experience, but, there were guys that hadn't started. No Joe Eastern had experience, but he hadn't started. So everybody was adjusting. And so I think, this year, he can really score the basketball. And in the times where he's locked in defensively, getting long rebounds and loose ball. The thing about him, if he can get around the basketball, he's so fast and he's so good in the open court that it's really tough for, people to stop him. So he's either going to get to the rim or get somebody a three-pointer or get fouled. And so just trying to get him around the basketball as much as possible and then get him into different actions. But he's had a good year for us. And so one thing, if, you've ever coached and you've been around talent, you want more from talent. So he's one of those guys that you're always – Juwan Johnson was that way for us when he was here. Swanigan was that way. Like you always – they might have got 14 rebounds, and you thought they should have got 18. And that's just the way it is, And so he's a really, really talented guy that can do a lot of different things and really put people in bind. So we're constantly, just trying to help him and trying to get him into scoring opportunities. But, when you're an All-American one year, a lot of times those guys don't come back. They just don't. They're an All-American and they're gone. And so this is kind of different. And so, but I think we also owe it to him because, it's a dream of his to play in the NBA. And, you've got to be able, to be that well-rounded player. And I think, he's really developed and really becoming a well-rounded player.
Does he have the great self-awareness where he pushes himself, as you just described, without having you or others to do it?
He likes the breakdown, the workout. Like, he likes those parts. He's a guy that's a workout guy in terms of working on his own and working on his game. Like, he really loves just kind of getting in the gym, being on his own, shooting, working on his pull-up, doing different things of that nature. That's what he really likes, And I think he's kind of a product of today's player too. Like that's more along those lines where guys are competitive, but they're also workout guys and they work on their own. Guys can, people that can shoot like he can. It just doesn't happen, but it's not magic. He can really shoot the basketball. And he's put in a lot of time. It's not something that just comes naturally. You have to work at that. So he's a very hard worker. And, for us, we practice long at times. And, we get into it. And, that your shot's not always going to go in. And so I think that's the thing that when he first got to Purdue that we really tried to explain to him is like, hey, when our shots don't go in, can we still be good people? And that's what you want to be able to say as a coach. It's what you want to have as a program is, being able to grind some of those games out. Well, you have to be, good on the other end, and you got to put time into it. And you got to have a system. And so that was something that was tough for him right away. But as, each year's went on, he's gotten much better in those areas.
Matt Painter joins us. You want to be reliant on him, but you don't want your guys to be too reliant on him. Where's the gray area with that in mind to have a player of that level?
Yeah, I think it's when people they talk in theory, and sometimes as coaches, we don't talk in theory.
Sure.
And so, you just work on it. You work on from a decision making. The one thing you don't control is what the other team's going to do. And if they want to put 2 to 3 people on someone like a Carson Edwards, he's got to be able to get the ball out of his hands. And I thought in the last game he had 6 assists, 1 turnover. I thought he did a really good job of just making that extra pass. He made a couple really good passes against the zone. Made a couple really good plays in transition. If they want to give you special attention and run 2 to 3 people at you, we got enough scorers and enough shooters on our team to make people pay. So there's a fine line to what you're asking, but a lot has to do with the other team. Sure. And if they're going to play him, straight up and not give a lot of help, he normally can break people down and be able to get in there. The thing that I like to see him do. And he did it. He really did a great job against Wisconsin. Is drive the ball more. And when he got to the free throw line 14 times, and when he's driving the basketball more, and he's getting in the paint, he's creating for other people, but he's also getting to that foul line. And now he mixes in his pull-ups to go along with his threes, and then that's where I think he has a healthy balance.
It's Purdue and IU coming up on Saturday, too. Obviously, you got Langford and Morgan to watch out for offensively. What's the focus defensively against a couple of guys like that, Matt?
Well, I think, they have a good team. I think other night was a tough game for them. I think anytime you scout people and you look at them, you don't look at them in that context, even though that was the last game. You look at them, at that highest level, like, how they played against Marquette. And so when you look, at Morgan's a tough, he's really a combo forward, and they put him at the center, which a lot of people do in NBA, which a lot of people do in college basketball, because it's really hard for bigger people to match up to him, and so he can shoot threes, he can drive the ball. He's very crafty around the rim. Just a good player, physical, can score oversized. They were really close to beating Maryland at Maryland, and, he has a handful of plays where he just scores the ball over Bruno, Fernando, and Smith like they're not there. And those guys are huge. And so he's a tough matchup. Obviously, Romeo Langford is very, very talented. And, he's one of those guys that kind of looks like he's floating around and kind of going half speed, but that's just how he is. He's always been that smooth, since he was a 8th, 9th grader, and just finds a way to get to the basket. He's got a great intermediate game. He hasn't gotten going yet from 3, but I've seen him, before, nail 6, 7, 8 3-pointers in a row. Like he's got a great stroke from 3. He's actually shot better, beyond the arc on the road than he has at home. But he's really good. I've compared him to a guy that was in my class coming out of high school, Allen Houston. Yeah. And Allen was the same way. Allen was just so smooth that just kind of looked like he wasn't even sweating.
Yeah, that kind of stuff always made me jealous. This guy made me jealous.
Yeah. You're out there trying and working, and they're working too. That's just they just got that that smooth demeanor about them. And but no, he's a really, really talented player, and he's a tough cover also.
Before I let you go, I always ask you questions kind of outside the box because I value your opinion and enjoy to listen to it as well. And got a big game with the Pacers and the Sixers last night. Last night of the NBA, you had the Rockets take 73s. The three-pointer which is amazing. The three-pointer, we used to joke about it. 3's better than 2, taking the 3. But the three-pointer is so much more a part of every level of hoop right now. Where are we going with this thing? I mean, where do you think we ultimately get in the next 10 years as far as utilizing it even more, which seems kind of crazy even asking that now?
Yeah, it's a good question. We've probably jumped on it more than others. We made the most threes in our school history last year. I think we made the second most last year in the history of the Big Ten. We're on pace to be right around there again this year, even though we have a different team. We have the two guys in the Big Ten that have made the most threes, in Klein and Carson Edwards. So for us, it's just our strength. And so we've tried, because of the three, when you sit down from an analytical standpoint, it just makes sense to do it. And so for a long time, like the lost art was, the pull-up jump shot. Like no one can make a pull-up jump shot. Nobody can do that. But if you think about like long contested twos or pull-ups or runners or floaters, every kid's got a runner, every kid's got a floater, but very few shoot a good percentage of them. But yet every workout guy, every coach, out there is like, well, you have to have something intermediate. What they're more or less saying is you don't. You need layups, dunks, free throws, and threes because the analytics say so.
Yeah.
And when you go back and you're, as a purist, you're like, well, that's not basketball. Well, that's not your basketball. This is today's basketball. And I think the one thing is some guys have fallen out of those boxes and you feel bad. You feel bad for it. Isaac Haas is our example. 15, 20 years ago, he comes out of college, he's the 19th pick of the draft. There's guys, roaming around the NBA that were like that. Now there isn't. There's very few of those type guys. But I think when, and you're not going to see a lot of Shaquille O'Neals out there, but when if you can get a couple guys that can win it all with a Shaquille O'Neal, where he's the cornerstone, where he's the guy that's touching the basketball every trip down, you're playing through the low post, because the NBA is really not a low post league anymore. Not really, it's not. And even though you do have post ups, but from a percentage standpoint, it's drastically declining.
Yep.
When somebody wins it, or two of the top 3 or 4 teams have people that are like that, I think that's when you'll see a change, because we're all copycats. We all look at success and we all look at things and we're like, how can we win? Whether that's the NFL, the NBA, college basketball, we all follow the success. And so I think that can make a little bit of a change to it. But from a percentage standpoint, it does make sense to do it. I think you're going to see more defenses and more things, kind of cutting edge type things of trying to, stop this and trying to eliminate some of the threes. But, I don't know how that's going to happen.
I don't either.
I definitely think there'll be something along the lines that is going to really try to take some of that away. But it just makes sense for those guys when you have to, you got to be able to make some, like for Houston, like they get guys, they get free agents, they do whatever they do. They build their team around people that can shoot, but they also build their team around people that can make decisions and pass. I think that gets lost sometimes. That you can have some guys that can shoot, but if you got a bunch of guys that can't make decisions and can't pass and can't handle pressure, then you're not going to be very efficient when it comes to the offensive end.
You see some of these big guys, too, now in the NBA getting careers extended, just kind of like a left-handed reliever in Major League Baseball, like Brook Lopez, for example. Brook Lopez, guys like John Henson.
Became a three-point shooter, yeah.
Taking threes. Yeah, it's and I agree with.
It's almost like you're extinct if you can't.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of other value. But when you start to get a little bit long in the tooth and you start to get the end of your career, it's like another knock on you. Everybody has a knock when they get old. Age wins out on everybody at some point. But if you can't shoot threes also, and you got to, it's almost like your time's up, and that's just kind of the way it is.
Like we'll see Embiid here later on tonight. He can score 35 just by playing inside the paint. But hell, I mean, he's probably going to take like 5 or 6 threes just because that's what you're supposed to do. So
no question, yeah.
All right. Hey, it's always a pleasure. I value your opinion a great deal and always love the conversation here. Best of luck to you coming up on Saturday, and we'll check in somewhere down the road and give my best to the Clizzer and to Rob Blackman, too, okay?
Sure will. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you, Matt. Matt Painter on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Thank you, Matt. Quick break. I got to go right here. We got the Who tickets to give away and more. Other side next.
Museum by Moonlight at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis is back Saturday, February the 23rd. Register to win a pair of tickets online now, 1070thefan.com. Head to Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge where everything's been raised to a higher elevation. Games on huge screens, scratch food bursting from the best kitchen in sports, and something on the menu to satisfy every fan's appetite. Enjoy the shareable items for the table, and of course, Twin Peaks' full-service bar features a huge selection of draft beers, purposefully served at a teeth-chattering 29 degrees in mugs so cold you can see the ice crystals. Head for Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. 82nd Street and I-69.
Chad and Tyler Peterman for Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
You'll score big this month on a new furnace and AC unit from Peterman.
First, you'll receive a 15-year parts and labor warranty for your peace of mind.
Then we'll include a 50-inch 4K smart TV so you can enjoy the big game.
We even have 72-month special financing available.
Take advantage of this super 15-year warranty.
Then sit back and enjoy your new TV.
When you call Peterman Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Peterman's the way to go.
Hey, John, for Big Red Liquors, and if you haven't seen it yet, the Big Red Liquors Beer, Wine, and Spirits Outlet, Speedway Supercenter, Crawfordsville Road, with closeout deals, overstocks, last call items, treasure hunt finds, lowest prices in town, unique products not found in other stores. You're going to love it. Let's say you're prepping for a party. Buy it in bulk, bottles, and over-deliver for the price. If you love that, you're going to love the Big Red Liquors outlet store. That's 5824 Crawfordsville Road in Speedway. Awesome. Tell them we sent you. For that and the location nearest you online, bigredliquors.com.
The Indy Golf Expo is January 18th through 20th at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Get top golf credit and 5 rounds of golf while they last, presented by the Indy Star. Get fitted with Club Champion, shop our huge sales, try the Central Indiana Chevy Dealers long putt. Get lessons with Indiana Golf and relax with Amstel Light at the Golf Expo. January 18th through 20th at the State Fairgrounds. Sponsored by 107.5 FM, 1070 The Fan, Oak Terrace, Primeline Outdoor Living, and Loophole Rangefinders. Details at ingolfexpo.com.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Here are a few quick divorce tips that we provide our clients. Number 1, don't move out of your house just because your wife tells you to. Remember, that's your house too. And number 2, don't blow through the financial statements that you file with the court. These are key exhibits and they often make or break your case. And number 3, watch the social networking. Expect your wife's lawyer to do a thorough online search. And incidentally, this is a two-way street. Now, a bonus tip. Partner with your attorney in assembling evidence. You're one of the 2 leading experts on your life and marriage. Your attorney needs your input to achieve your goals. And finally, talk to your attorney before taking action. Good luck.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Indianapolis area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Visit online at CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Indianapolis, 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with Hero.Loan. In 2018, Hero.Loan was the fastest growing VA loan program in the nation. Why? Lower interest rates, 0 down payment, never an appraisal fee, and we close VA loans in 14 days. 2019 is going to be a great year to buy a home, but you better be ready. Get pre-approved today with our 5-minute loan approval, only available at Hero.Loan, the only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Loaded up and ready to rock and roll at 3 o'clock with you, Mike Chappell, CBS 4 and Fox 59. And we'll talk Boilermaker Hoosiers with Matt Painter coming up at 5:30. We kick it off at 3. Be there.
The Ride with JMV. On FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Crank it up, Tony. Happy 38th birthday. Tony, did you know that Motley Crue was formed on this day back in 1981? Motley Crue is 38 years of age today. Happy birthday, Motley Crue. Motley Crue. My thanks to Matt Painter was awesome. I love talking to Matt Painter. I'll be honest with you. I I know Boilermaker fans want to hear about Purdue, and we try to do that. But I like just talking hoop in general. He's always so good with a great opinion. Podcast, Matt Painter, 1070thefan.com. Mike Chappell, Matt Taylor, who was named today the voice of the Colts. Robbie Hummel a little bit earlier, too. And legend status in the 3 o'clock hour, Marty Brenneman. Final season, his 46th and final season. As radio play-by-play man for the Cincinnati Reds, Marty Brenneman called in the show thanks to Tucker Barnhart as a part of the Reds Caravan a little bit earlier today. Podcast is up there for everybody at 1070thefan.com. Now, Tony, we're going after 6 here, right? We're going to lead it up to Pacer pregame?
Yep.
So we have a little anything goes?
Little anything goes.
That sounds good. How about some anything goes at 239-1070? I don't know if that means Ron's got to call in or not. Anything goes. The segment that is sweeping the state right now. Anything goes. 239-1070. And I'll tell you how to win tickets to see The Who. Other side next.
There's never an excuse for missing anything on The Fan. 1070 The Fan on connected devices and smart speakers. 1070thefan.com. 1070 The Fan app on iTunes and the Google Play Store. For a full list, go to 1070thefan.com/listen. Plus, you can listen to all the shows by subscribing to the podcast. Take us anywhere and everywhere you go. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. Your home for indie sports.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Indiana. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Rob.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
It's John for Indiana's Best. Andy Moore, Toyota, Avon, 5 miles west of 465 on US 36. I'm telling you, 2019 is the year of your new ride here. Car, truck, or van. Jeremy Wilson can get you in what you want. Love it. The Sienna minivan for the entire family, for friends of the family, going on vacations. It's exactly what you need. It's the best minivan on the market. Here's really why I love the 4Runner. Is because my wife loves the 4Runner. And we know this, right, fellas? When your wife loves the vehicle, it makes your life so much easier. Correct? Indeed. The 4Runner, one of the best on the market right now. The Highlander, incredibly popular. I'm just scratching the surface on the selection they have. Check it out at AndyMooreToyota.com or talk to Jeremy Wilson, to Moose, the two Chris's. Talk to Diana, talk to Andrew about how you can get a new ride from Indiana's Best. Andy Moore, Toyota in Avon. Tell them I sent you. 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
On cold, snowy days, you just want to stay in the comfort of your home until your furnace breaks. Hi, I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. For same-day repairs that will keep you warm and cozy, trust the highly trained technicians at 1 Hour. Call 855-1-HOUR today and get $51 off any repair. That's 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. License 8001-0668.
Are you going to wait another year to do something about your thinning hair? Hey, it's JMV. Trust me, it's only going to get worse. Call PAI right now, 888-724-5129. Talk to my friend Darren Andrews, the clinic director from PAI Medical Group. He's got a unique perspective. He's actually gone through the procedure.
Thanks, JMV. Like all of us, I wanted the best solution for my hair loss, and that's what motivates us at PAI.
We want what you want, the best technology and great results.
Here's the thing I like, too. Guys like you, Darren, you've been through the procedure, so you know what happens. You've seen it before.
That's right. Come in and see the results of our ARTIS robotic FUE, our multi-unit hair grafting, and our PRP, platelet-rich plasma.
And the evaluation is absolutely free. This year, you have nothing to lose but more hair. Again, the number, 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com. Go to my VIP page and see my results, 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com right now.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing, steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
The Pacers take on the Philadelphia 76ers Thursday night on national television. Show the nation your Pacers pride. Get your tickets today at Pacers.com. Pacers 76ers Thursday at 7.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis. Hamilton Southeastern faces Zionsville on High School Hoops. Tomorrow night at 7:30 on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
In '87, Huey released this. 4, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square. A song so catchy, most people probably don't listen to the lyrics. But they should, because it's not just about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends. It's also a personal statement about the band itself.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Hey, Paul! Anything goes. Oh, it's a segment that is taking over the town. Anything goes. We go after 6 o'clock. We go anything goes now. 239-1070, whatever you want to talk about.
Yes, it is.
In or out of the world of sports, by God, we'll do it for you right now.
What was your favorite Huey Lewis in the News album?
Sports, Tony Donahue. Sports is their biggest album of all time. So, yeah, I like, I want a new drug. One that don't make me sick. One that don't make me crash my car or make me feel 3 feet thick. I want a new drug. I didn't like A Heart of Rock and Roll. I didn't like If This Is It. I did like Do You Believe in Love by Huey Lewis and the I like that. The earliest Huey Lewis in the News was all right. I'm the one that starts it. Anything goes is a big deal. Ron and Broad Ripple. Third time's the charm, Ron. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Ron. Go ahead.
Hello.
I'm right here, Ron. Talk to us.
No, y'all say your piece.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm here. Go ahead and say your piece.
No, I don't know. No. That's okay. I want you to talk. Nobody gives a crap about what I say. Everybody wants to hear you. You go.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
First of all, I'm a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week caregiver to a wife that is a stroke victim.
I understand.
People around here want to be able to watch TV. Apparently, JMV thinks it's a joke.
I don't think it's a joke. I completely understand. I'm just telling you that I got nothing to do with it. I got nothing to do with it, Ron. I don't make those deals between the NBA and those who cover their games. I don't.
Put JMV on the phone because I don't want to hear that crap.
Hey, Tony, would you get JMV?
Hey, JMV, this guy wants to talk to you, man. Line 2, please.
No, seriously. I don't make those deals. I don't have anything to do with it, Ron. You're mad at the wrong person.
No, I'm mad at a whole bunch of people.
Well, I couldn't tell. You sound like you're in a great mood.
John, go ahead. Talk to Ron.
I'm here, Ron. Go ahead.
I don't know what your problem is, but like I explained to the individual I just talked to, I'm a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week caregiver to a wife.
I completely understand. I do. I understand. I don't. Why are you mad? Why are you mad at me, Ron?
Stop.
Why are you mad at me?
Stop.
I didn't do anything, Ron.
We are the senior citizens.
I understand. I understand.
You think it's a freaking joke.
I don't think it's a freaking joke. I understand. That's why I've said I've understand 15 times. You're mad at the wrong person. I don't have anything to do with it.
That's not what you told me earlier.
What did I tell you earlier?
Yeah, you thought I was a clown, okay? And I'm not.
Actually, I raised you up. You told me that I was a blanking joke. And then I thought that finished strong. And then you said I had my head up my ass. I celebrated you, Ron. I celebrated you.
Don't celebrate me for your ignorance, okay? I don't need that. I I just want.
I celebrated you. You call me up because you're mad, even though I have nothing to do with any of it, and I let you basically say what you want to say. What's the problem?
I'm not mad.
No, I couldn't tell. You sound perfectly fine. You sound calm.
We all go through, and you're not.
All right, Ron. Anything else? Anything else?
No, you're done with. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, you've been served. You done with.
I don't have anything to do with it, Ron. I don't.
You guys are a friggin' joke.
He didn't end it strong with that one. Now, listen, all seriousness here, I completely understand the situation. I do. I know. You don't have, and you're mad because you can't watch them. But I don't have anything to do with it.
Get out of your ass.
Well, he's mad at me, man. Mad at me.
Hey, Tony, can you he thought he was still talking to me. He said put JMV on the phone. We got to get him a JMV Sucks t-shirt. I think he's well worthy and deserving of that.
No, I mean, there might not be a lot of people out there that would, I guess there would be a lot of people, but he's mad at me for sure. I mentioned anything goes right now at 239-1070, whatever you guys want to hit. Let's do this right now. Whether it's sports, related sports, or whatever, we got to take you until Pacer pregame with anything goes after 6. Normally we don't, so we give you a shot. We give you a shot to talk it up at all levels right now.
On a foggy Thursday evening, John, expectations tonight if Joel Embiid plays, do the Pacers win? How many does Embiid go for? How many does your boy Miles go for?
The Pacers absolutely positively need to play well. And again, as I brought up earlier this week, the words of Victor Oladipo talking about exactly what now is expected. You have to beat the teams. You need to start beating the teams that you're going to be playing in the postseason or postseason-worthy type of squads. And it's great to take care of your business, to beat Phoenix, to give them a beat down as you did on Tuesday. But you have to start playing with and beating those teams that are around you, especially a team like, you got it, the Philadelphia 76ers later on tonight. Any official word on Joel Embiid?
Still no official word. Mark Monteith tweeted out a picture.
He was getting treatment with his butt was hanging out there
his booty was hanging out
side of the court there.
Yeah.
He was getting treatment. So that's where we are with it right now. All right, where we are. But now listen, as far as games go in mid-January, as this may be, this is one of those big-time games for a January. Listen, you got a team in Philly that should be right there and is right there with the Pacers right now. JMV. Yeah, I know. Ron is my new spirit animal, Ron. Ron's good. Ron thinks, listen, I enjoy Ron. I'm not mad at him. He's mad at me, though. JMV. Ron is out of bounds. That's all right. He's just mad. I'm just letting him go off on me.
Put JMV on.
He's mad. Mad at me. From Joseph Fittenfaust. Hey, JMV, so if we're actually blessed enough to get Brown, over under luck TD passes at 46, who you got? JMV, this is from Jeff. I just turned on the show. What's Ron mad about? Ron is mad. Ron doesn't get TNT, and you can't get, if you don't have TNT, you can't get the game tonight because Fox Sports Indiana is not. Now, you can listen to it here, but you can't get the game televised tonight because Fox Sports Indiana is not a part of it. You guys know how I feel about Fox Sports Indiana and those that are around it 24/7, 365, like Chris and Quinn and JJ and Eddie Gill. I love it. But you got 4 games on the season where Fox Sports Indiana is not going to be involved because you can't have another broadcast if it's a part of a TNT broadcast or a part of ESPN on ABC. So that's the broadcast rules and the rights that go along. And Ron essentially is mad at me because of that. And that started earlier on the show. Yeah, otherwise, it's been great. Robbie Hummel, Marty Brenneman, Matt Taylor, Mike Chappell, Matt Painter. Anything goes with our guy David at 239-1070 next. David, go ahead.
Hey, JMV, love the show. Love the 80s talk and
Thank you, brother.
Stratomatic throwback.
Oh, yeah. Love me some Stratomatic, brother. I do.
You are the king of the must-win.
I am.
And I just think that these are professional athletes. This is their job. Every game is a must-win until it is not a must-win situation. And that's really all I have to say.
All right, man. You know what? You're the first guy to ever be on my side ever as far as that's concerned. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Dave, I like that. I like that. First guy ever that's been on my side as far as the must-win. Normally, all I get is, well, if you do the math, it's not, or, hey, how must-win is, that's what I got last week. How must-win was this now? How must-win Cincinnati back in week 1? Thank you, David. Is this Mad Drummer? Tony, is that accurate?
Yeah, Mad Drummer Jay.
Mad Drummer Jay's 239-1070 is next. Go ahead, Mad Drummer Jay.
Hey, what's going on, JMV? Love your show, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, I want to echo the sentiments of the last caller. Definitely every game is a must-win for sure.
Absolutely.
I feel Ron. I understand where he's coming from. I'm not sure why he got so upset, but I got to say we are spoiled with the likes of Chris Denari and Quinn Buckner on the call, along with Mark Boyle on the radio, and, of course, Slick Leonard, which we're going to honor this Saturday.
Absolutely.
Basketball Day in Indiana.
Yep.
But the real reason I wanted to call is I'd like to get the campaign started to get the drum line out to the All-Star game when it's hosted here in Indianapolis.
The drum line to the All-Star game when it's here in Indy. How do we do that? How do I spearhead this attempt to make that happen?
Hey, whatever I don't know, man. You seem to have some strings. You got some pull. You got the mic over there. You can make it happen for us, man.
All right, Tony, can we make that happen? What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Just remind us.
My voice is reaching. So yeah, I'll tell you what, Mad Drummer will do it. Okay.
Right on, Jay.
We're on board with you. Thank you, Mad Drummer Jay, right there. From Brad Clapper. JMV, I'd like to spearhead a local effort to sponsor basic cable for Ron and his wife, assuming he has TV. You know what? I was thinking about that, Brad. That's a good idea. I mean, maybe that's the way we play nice on this if I go ahead and if we do that. I mean, I do that. We'll go ahead and get.
Buddy, hold on, okay.
If anybody out there, seriously, let's do that. We'll make nice on this. If anybody out there has the opportunity, if you work for, what do we? See, I just have DirecTV. What's around here? Spectrum. Who else?
Or maybe Bright House.
Is Bright House still a thing?
I don't know.
I don't either because I get DirecTV. What are the local?
Yeah, Bright House is still a thing.
All right, Bright House, Spectrum. If you offer that up, and we could maybe donate that to Ron in his house so we can watch all the Pacers games? Who'd be with me on that? I think I'm all about that right now. So if you have it and you can help me, let's do that. I'm going to try to get on Ron's good side here. So if we can help Ron out, if you are any part of any television provider around here and you have a little bit of pull, let's help Ron out. Make sure that this doesn't happen to Ron again, so Ron doesn't go off on me for 3 hours. If you can help me out, let me know. PJ is up next. PJ, go ahead.
Hey, JMV, how you doing?
Great. Thank you.
First off, Ron might want to switch to Sling TV. It's a little cheaper. You might be able to get the TNT game on that.
Sling TV. That's a great idea right there, PJ.
One thing I wanted to talk about is I was watching the game. Actually, I was getting off work late. I was looking up the score to the Boston game last week on our road trip. And I was just looking at the standings, and something that really stuck out to me is that the Pacers have played more road games than anybody else in the East, at least last week.
Yeah. Yep. I saw that too. Go ahead.
Then I looked at the Bucks record, and they played the least. And the Bucks are 10-7 on the road, and the Pacers were way above them on the road. So I think things are going to even out, and we're lucky to have this team out here.
Yeah, I think the Bucks are 12-8 on the road. The Pacers are 14-9. Does that sound accurate to you?
Probably about now. It was a little different last week, but it was something I think we're lucky to have. And when we get this home stretch going, I think we're going to have a great team.
It is
chance of number one seed.
It is strong. I do like it when your team leader says, "Hey, we got to start proving things now against teams that are like us, teams that are upper echelon playoff wise." I like that, and that's why I like this matchup later on tonight. You look at Philly at 29-16, just a game I think back at the Pacers right now for mid-January. This is a big one we might talk about for a bit after tonight.
Oh, it's huge, and if Embiid doesn't play, we have a great chance tonight.
I like that, too. Thank you very much, because when Embiid has played, Embiid has put up huge numbers, Tony. Thank to everybody for looking up those stats for me today. Embiid, last 2 seasons, Embiid, Tony, 26.2 per game, 12.5 boards. Miles, on the other hand, a little over 10 in 5.5. Remember, Miles played 16 minutes in December. That was a win in Philly. He had foul trouble. But, Embiid was going off in that game. But, yeah, we think about it. 14-9 of the Pacers on the road, 15-5 at home. That's impressive. Raptors lost on the road last night to the Celtics. Bucks right now. Bucks and Raptors are basically tied, I think, atop of the Eastern Conference. Impressive so far. I got to keep that thing going, and a big one on TNT later on tonight, and of course right here, Pacer pregame show, bottom of the hour. Nate goes anything goes at 239-1070. Go ahead.
Hey JMV, I hit you with the gym a couple of days ago with the second base analysis, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with another one, man.
I'm ready.
I don't know why we keep talking about the need for wide receivers when Jacoby Brissett beats T.Y. to the end zone every time for that picture. Like, that boy flat out runs to the end zone. But I wanted to talk to you about the Pacers, and I think one thing that might help Turner a little bit gain some confidence is if he runs Embiid around, a couple baseline screens. Remember David West, he was real good at that elbow. Maybe throw a double screen at that elbow, so that way when Turner comes and turns the corner, he can cut to the basket, put the ball on the floor, he can take that shot, or he can dish it out and be a three-tool player. I just want to kind of hang up and just listen to what you have to say to that, buddy.
Nate, I'm glad you brought that up, because you brought up confidence, and that's something that again, when Miles has it, especially early, he's going to have a good night. Now, that was a little bit different, because against Phoenix, it didn't start out that great for him, but again, it was Ayton, and Ayton was in there, and he was he's a rookie. But Miles didn't start out well, but finished strong. But normally the MO for Miles is starting out well. It means he's going to have a good night. Now, you contrast that with Joel Embiid, and if Miles starts out bad, you may end up, looking like what things looked like back on December the 14th, which was not good for Miles. It was good for the Pacers. They end up winning the game. But, Embiid went crazy early, and that does affect him, I think. Miles plays and thrives. And I was actually talking to Chris Denari yesterday, and I said, okay, does Miles thrive when he has confidence that leads to aggressiveness or aggressiveness that leads to confidence. And it seems like this is the type of game, if he were to start out, as you mentioned, Nate, aggressive, that could lead to confidence and make things go better for Miles in this particular game. Because, you kind of look at it versus Joel Embiid. And last time they were in Philadelphia, wasn't the last time they were in Philly when that happened, did Miles wear the Dallas Cowboys gear before the Colts played the Cowboys? And Tony went crazy about that on Twitter. Everybody had to tell Tony to shut up. Remember that? Was that you? Wasn't the last time the Pacers played the Sixers? It was in Philly, and Miles walked in with the Cowboys outfit on, the jersey, right? And then because the Colts were playing the Cowboys in the weekend, and you kind of led the attempt to yell at Miles for wearing that. Remember? That was you, right?
A lot of people had my back on that.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Other people got butt sore.
Little butt sore. Yeah, little butt hurt about it. Anyway. Should be fun later on tonight. In fact, it's on TNT. Reggie Miller is back for the broadcast later on tonight. Should be good. All right, Tony, quickly, how are we going to give away tickets to see The Who in May? We're going to do that on Twitter tonight, you think?
I think we should do that on the phone tonight, buddy.
All right, see, if you hang around long enough, we're going to give you the opportunity, right? So here's what's going to happen. Coming up May the 18th, Roger Daltrey, Pete Townsend, they are back here in Indy. Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. I'll tell you what, let's think about this just for a minute. Turn me up over here. We'll go out with this tonight. How about this? Turn down one and turn up the other. May the 18th, I got to thank Live Nation. Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center, The Who. If you've hung around long enough, you're going to get a shot to see them live. Thanks to our friends at Ruoff and our friends at Live Nation. Tony, great job out of you today. Number 7 is going to go at 239-1070. Robbie Hummel, Matt Taylor, Mike Chappell, Matt Painter, and legendary Marty Brenneman. 46th and final season calling Reds games this year. Marty Brenneman called in. Thank you, Tucker Barnhart. The Who tickets, number 7, 239-1070. Next, Pacer pregame. Sixers and Pacers up next. FM 107.5, 1070 The Fan. Turn it up.
When was the last time you practiced your home fire escape plan? Be sure everyone in your family knows what to do if there's a fire. Get out, stay out. It's your fire safe response.
$10 for family leisure. The annual store-wide floor model sale is on. Huge savings on floor model items store-wide. Save 20, 30, even 50% or more on display models. Pool tables, bars and bar stools, massage chairs, game tables, and everything for your man cave and more. It's time to make some room. Deep discounts on all remaining display model patio furniture, pools, and play gyms. Pendleton Pike and Oak Landing Road or familyleisure.com. Tell them Dan sent you.
Family and fun come together.
Here's what's happening with The Fan.
Want to know where The Fan will be in 2019? Check